There was no need to utter the word rejection, as you not loving and wanting me was enough to know I'm being rejected as your mate. Addasah Rumanoff was just turned 18 when she finally met him. The moon goddess made for her alone, but already in love with another. As words of a song echo, what do you get when you fall in love? You only get lies and pain and sorrow. The last book of our Rejection series. Love Zoex. Nika. I always loved the way you lie to me, Alpha. He lied. He lied to me when I left for college, and all his promises to be a better mate were nothing but lies. There he is dancing with her on the dance floor. Happily, in love with one another while the alphas and the audience look on cheering for a happy couple of the hour. Their thunderous sound of claps in approval to their union echoes through the mansion and out of the hollow night, after he officially announced that she was his mate and not me. Finally, he's going to mate the one he loves, but not the one he was promised to. His eyes landed on mine as a lone teardrop from my eyes. His eyes widen as if he just realized his true mate was present, that I have been watching all night long. I couldn't take the sight anymore as I smile at him knowingly before I stood up and left the ball in agony. My wolf's guard was down, she was whimpering in pain, but there was nothing I could do to help numb the pain. Addasah. I heard him calling my name, along with heels clicking on the marble floor, but I kept on going. Addasah, he screams, but I quicken my steps even more. Addasah, he shouted again. Too late, I felt something like a force hitting me and my body flew up in the air, throwing me backward, then hitting the cement wall hard. My head pounded on statue blood dripping from my head. I heard emergency sirens, then saw people coming out of the mansion shifting into their wolves' form. Then I saw him, calling my name while running towards me. My vision blurred. My eyes felt heavy, and all I could remember was that I'm gone forever with nothing but lies of the Alpha. Lie to me, Alpha. I was staring at my phone beside a mall escalator when I heard a loud thud, more like someone landing beside me. My phone slips out of my hold, landing on the floor. I'm sorry. He apologizes, and I help him up to his feet. The kid is barely a man himself. He was like a skeleton with his big glasses, and he was shaking badly. I do feel bad about him. Those kids are surely bully. Hey, are you okay? He adjusted his glasses, nodding his head yes, and run away immediately. I pick up my phone from the ground, shoving it inside my skinny jeans left pocket, and take a step on the escalator. Looking up, I met with those green eyes, thanks to my werewolf vision. Oh, not forgetting his jet black hair and his face perfectly carved. Disappointedly, he wasn't interested in me, as he rather turns his attention to the model beside him after meeting my gaze. I didn't know I was starring when I saw one of his friend whispers in his ear and someone tackling me from behind the back. I turn to hiss at the person, but my friend Gia grins at me. You're lucky, and I swear if you ever do that while we're on this shit, I'll skrill you. I refer to the escalator and her. She laughs at me. Sorry, bae, but you can't do that. OMG, she suddenly straightens her stand. What's gotten into you? SHHH, she hushes me up. The future Alpha is coming down opposite our way. Her voice you could barely hear, and she tightens her grip on my hand while gritting her teeth at me. The thing is, I never met our Alpha or Luna, even their children, in person. So this would be my first time meeting one of them. My whole life cycle was going to school and back home. My parents never forced me to join any pack activities or meet with other people. Show some respect when he near us. Gia put on a smile as I sigh, biting my bottom lip. I pretended to look away while tapping my fingers on the rail, wishing for this thing to go up faster any sooner. Mateo. Gia smiles widely at the green eyes demigod, and at the same time she almost breaks my arm with her hold. I gaze in their way to see one of his friends smirking at me, and those pair of green eyes settled on mine this time. He looks contemplating as if he wanted to say something to me. Instead, he just stares back at me. Anyone would basket at that moment, swooning over him and fanning over his looks. I internally wanted to run my fingers along his jawline. Yet I ruined the moment for the both of us. More like for me alone, when I held his stare, then tardily I turn away from him with a glare. I make sure that his presence doesn't faze me, but my body is sluggishly melting to the ground. They pass us, and I hear his friends howling, and some of them whistle aloud that everyone's eyes turn in their direction. How do I know this? Well, basically, everyone from the top was looking down in their way, not us. I take one last peek back down to their way, but only to be met with his wink and damn those dimples when he smirks at me. I quickly turn back to the front. How dare! My friend smacked me on the head, brushing off my now heated pinkish cheeks. What the hell? She stomps her foot when we reach the stairs. You're lucky he didn't mind us. I roll my eyes, pushing my way towards the stores, in search of a dress to wear to our family dinner as I'm turning 18 tomorrow. Also, I just can't wait for my wolf Allura to be mature and receive her full werewolf senses. I may have shifted at the age of 16, which is rare, but I can't sense our mate or even have a strong connection with my wolf. Everything else is good. Gia keeps on whining while fanning herself. You should see him and his friends when they have no shirt on. New, my mind screamed at Gia's fantasy. Gross, G, stop being a perv. Another voice chirp is coming from behind us. Cora, finally please knock some sense in her. Cora and Gia are my only best friends. The only two people I am close to. Gia is a daughter of our Delta Mr. Cavrillo and Cora. Well, she's from another pack. Her brother, the Alpha of Crimson Pack, sends her to Boulevard High. That's where we all met, and now we're in our senior year. It's an all-girls school and the only school for girls run by the Dam Council. We're known as the Moonstone Pack, fourth in the werewolves race when it comes to ranking. Cora is staying with us, but constantly visits her brother during summer and school breaks. I swear our future Alpha is a hunk. I don't care who his mate is, but I will make sure to bang him. She keeps on whining. If only there are boys in our school and he's a head boy. Damn. And if only he's in our age, but who cares, he's just 3 years older than us. Cora squints her brow, then unexpectedly shuts her up by clamping her hand on Gia's mouth and drags her to another fashion and jewelry store. Well, dear, I hate to burst your bubble, but that hunk isn't here, and pretty sure he won't be buying you a bra and a panty, so stop dreaming. And we all burst out into laughter. Cora always knew how to make oblivious co. Happy birthday, dear. I open up my eyes to find my mom and Dad with my birthday cake. I love you, stretching out my arm. My mom put the cake on the nightstand before they hug me. We love you too, dear, they both say at the same time. I am my parents' only child, and they both raise me with all their love. Your Nana has also sent her love too, dear. I smile at the mention of my Nana Gloria's name. Darling, make a wish. She brought back the cake. Closing my eyes, I wish the moon goddess to give me a sibling. A brother would be perfect. I've always wanted a sibling to play and talk to. Sometimes I hint at my parents that I wanted another sibling, but they are too busy with their work as top warriors of the pack that they don't get me at all or have a lot of time to themselves. Come down when you're ready and you still need to go to school. I groan lying back down on my bed while they each kissed me on the forehead and left the room. Jumping out of bed, I quickly take a shower and change into my uniform. A skirt above the knees with a white long-sleeve blouse. I grab my jacket and fetch my phone from my bed. My eyes almost bulge out of their sockets when I open my phone, only to be welcomed with a picture of 2 wolves in a most comprising way. Below the photo, it says, "Happy birthday and make sure to F your mate when you find him." I clench my phone tighter. That horny mother freak in, my wolf Allura says. Finally, for the first time, she communicated with me, meaning she's now matured and has mastered her sense. I can't wait to send him. She beams with glee, referring to our mate, while I just remain silent. My father, after our bonding over breakfast, drops me off at school. I was almost late, so I didn't have time to meet with my friends. And even when it comes to lunch, I have to be at our principal office for my interview at one of Daluna's pack, a prestigious college founded by Luna L. Gia didn't need to go, as her parents strictly reprimanded her from moving to other packs, while Cora wants to attend their own pack's college to get closer to Gem. Happy birthday. My two best friends scream in excitement, crushing me into a hug after school. I tighten my hold on Gia, whispering, "You pervy." Laughing out loud, she pulls away, giving me an innocent look. I turn to Cora. "I wanted to wish you a happy birthday with your parents, but this one made me wait," she says while rolling her eyes at Gia. "Yet, the best part, we're going to party tonight after dinner," Cora added with excitement. "Hate to say this, but I can't not tonight." They narrow their eyes in my way. Blame my French and history teachers for having a test tomorrow." "You can skip it," Gia intercepted. "And then what? Do the Inky only on the multiple choices section." They both laugh at my remark. "Okay, fine, Ms. Nerdy," Gia says. "Oh, shut up, you know I'm not one," I retort. "Okay, but tell you it's your loss," she flips her hair. "Never." I put on a brave look, but really I want to go to the party, but damn these school tests. 7 hours later, and I lie on my bed doing nothing after my parents call to cancel our dinner, as the alpha needed them both urgently for a meeting. Now here I am replaying the scene of Anna from Frozen annoying Elsa to wake up. Instead, it's me who annoys my poor wolf Allura to some nonsense jokes. "I hate that alpha for canceling our dinner now. I get to be the victim of your assault," she says dramatically. I peek at my night watch. It's 11 p.m. and I haven't done any studies at all. "Good luck on failing," Allura jokes. "Should have gone to that party." I groan at her instead. My phone rang and saw Cora's name. Picking it up, I answer in the dullest voice. Yet the voice was deep and hoarse, telling me to go there and pick up my friends. "Not good," I whisper to Allura, jolting out of my bed and rushing outside to get in the car. All that matters right now are my friends' safety. I know my dad is so gonna ground me for driving without any license, but my friends needed me. "Sorry, Dad and Mom." I kiss their photo in my locket before driving off. When I arrive at the place, there was no sign of them in front of the house. Not until I drove at the corner of the road and found them both sitting on the footpath giggling to themselves, while some guys were watching over them. Not too far from them is a female that I remember from our school leaning against a guy who is probably her boyfriend. I park the car on the other side of the road and jump out. "Shit!" I curse it under my breath. "It's freaking cold." I shudder, running in their way. I guess being a werewolf doesn't give you all the benefits when you are in your human form. The fear of these two being raped or murder makes me forget to bring a coat or even put on a jumper. I quicken my steps, going nearer to them, then that enticing smell hits me. It was odd because I began to feel a little bit dizzy while Allura purr in excitement. As it grew stronger this time, I felt like walking on clouds, like I'm high from a drug. I took a step closer to Cora and Gia, and then breathed in that odd smell, which now becomes intoxicated. "Yummy," Allura lick her lips in my head. "What the fuck?" I scream at her in return. "Oh, well, look, it's our weenie itsy Ada coming to the rescue," Gia screams at me while giggling, and all the dreamy thoughts of my wolf and me being high from the scent disappeared. I began to feel the cold breezing through the night like a bucket of water hit on my skin again. Damn it! My teeth are chattering right now, and so instead of turning to ask or talk to any of the standby male wolves who were kind enough to call me up for my friends, I focus my attention on Gia and Cora, who are sitting side by side. "Come on, we need to go home." I quickly grab Gia's arm, not too violent to piss her off since she's drunk, but gently. Cora is actually in silent mode with her head bowing as if she's going to fall asleep. Up now, Gia." I try to stand her up. "No," she protests, pushing away my hands. "Jay says he likes me and I." She didn't quite finish as I drag her up, letting her other arms rest around my neck. "I don't know who the hell Jay is, but we need to move. My dad is going to murder me if I'm being found driving without a license." "Daddy's little girl," she teases, while leaning against my shoulder, struggling to remain upright. We move to the other side and put her in my car before I move back for Cora. "Addasah, darling, you have different pairs of shoes." Gia pulls out her head from the car window, calling after me while laughing out loud. Suddenly, I began to feel embarrassed looking down at my shoes. I have a pink slipper on the left and an orange oversized slipper on the right foot. Allura burst into laughter in my head, and I curse for being careless and not even noticing anything for this whole time at all. Cora. I crouch down before her, and instantly she looks up. Her eyes filled with tears now got me worried. I want to have sex tonight, but I love him. Is it wrong for me to want to fuck somebody else since Jem refused to have it with me? I want to F. She didn't say the whole world as my hand slapped her on the right cheek, shutting her up. I held both of her arms. Cora, honey, there's a difference between fuck and love. Once you fuck, then your whole life will mess up and you will lose that love you've been fighting for. If you love Jem that much, then wait a little bit. Just don't let your desire blind you, got it? She shook her head, while sniffling, then unexpectedly flung her arms around me. Thank you, and I love you. Drunk people. Allura dramatically rolls her eyes. Pulling her upwards, I told her, honey, tell me that when you're sober. I joke, but honestly, I feel bad for my friend right now. After settling Cora in the back seat, I was about to get in the car when I remembered the people there, and one of them could be the one that calls me up for my friends. Busying in handling my friends makes me forget their presence at all. My mind now contemplates whether to go or not since I'm freezing to death. I ended up going back to them only to be enticed by the same scent again. I rubbed my hands together to feel warmth after blowing on it. Hi, I stutter, pinching my nose to try not to be dizzy out by the strong scent. I started to gaze around one by one, from one guy leaning against his car to the other three beside him. They were the same guys I met at the mall. Then my eyes moved to the female, and finally the one blowing his cigarette. My body suddenly froze, including my poor brain. Not from the cold, but my wolf chanting the word mate. Once our eyes met his, the one with the cigarette, my wolf jumps around in excitement, and the human side just froze there. Those green orbs again reminded me of the forest never leaving my eyes. The ones I met at the mall, which I forgot about his name. But those eyes are the ones someone could never forget, and the fact that he is our future alpha too. We gaze into each other's eyes with everything else begotten only with the sound of my heartbeat and his. Both of our wolves now submit to the bond and feel that serene pulling me to him, with my body wanting to move there on its own accord. However, this human side just froze. I should have felt like those girls who instantly fell in love with their mate at first sight. But my problem is I couldn't different to what I'm feeling right now and the word love, as I've never fallen in love before. I may have read and seen people caught in the act of it, but I've never felt it. Those green eyes, what should I do now with it? I kept asking myself while still gazing into him, without knowing that those were the eyes of a lying alpha. It was almost forever staring in those green eyes, which now I know are my mate's eyes. There was no emotion shown on his face for me to understand what he's thinking despite our wolves gliding over each other. The green eye mate just stood there like this bond thing doesn't affect him at all. We were two destined people, yet we seemed to be far away from one another. Are you okay? Someone snaps his fingers in front of me. My gaze moves to the intruder waking me from my state, and just like that my body is freezing to death. My wolf keeps yelping around in my head, calling her mate while I, on the other hand, whimper the word cold repeatedly. Thank you for looking after my friends. I keep rubbing my hands together for warmth. Also thank you for calling me about them, but don't dream we owe you anything. So see ya. With that being said, I ran back to the car without a look back. I start up the engine, trying to warm my hands and disappear from there. I drop off Gia at her home, sneaking her at the back door where her brother Evan was waiting for her. Then went back home with Cora in the back seat, hoping my parents haven't returned yet. Our house was still dark except for the light on the front porch, which I left on, and the one in the kitchen. My parents haven't arrived, so I help Cora out and into the house, dumping her on the bed in the guest room. Seriously, Cora, you're so heavy, I mutter under my breath while trying to catch my breath. We'll tell that to her when she wakes up, Allura retorted. Slumping back on my bed, my thoughts went back to him. I know running away wasn't a good idea, but it was better than to let others know, as I'm pretty sure none of us knows what to do with another one. Morning comes, none of my parents were in sight. They haven't returned except for Cora, who is sipping her coffee across from me and was already in uniform. Well, both of us are. Morning, she smiles widely. I know what she was thinking, and I have no doubt that's the smile of someone guilty of last night. Morning, I guess bus it is for us today, I reply. So, the grin never left her face. So, I mentally pretend to be dumb of what she intended to know. Who brought me home? Gosh, I think you should call back, Jem. Poor guy. You scream at him that you slept with someone last night. I lie while waiting for her reaction. Jem, fumbling for her phone, she started to tear up. Okay, that reaction wasn't the one I expected. Oh, wrong move. Alyra slaps her forehead. I fakely burst out laughing, try not to make her cry even more. She looks up at me. Nothing happens, I just brought you home. Quickly her tears were wiped. I held my bag close and made a dash for the door and run out of the house. Looking back over my shoulder, she struggled to lock the house and run after me. I hate you, she screams. Oh, honey, that's not what you said last night. We were almost to the bus stop and both of us were exhausted. All her anger disseminates. Don't you dare do that again, she tries to breathe. Then don't get your ass drunk on a school night, I said between my laughter. She huffs like a child facing on the other side. A Ford stops beside us. You ladies need a ride to school. It's the ones from last night. I'm Jay, he took off his glasses, soon to be Beta. What a narcissistic. Alyra threw daggers at him in my head. And I'm nobody, I said out loud, straightening up my back. His friend at the passenger did the wolf cry. The back window rolls down. His scent invades my nostrils again. I grab Cora, who was still trying to catch her breath beside me, and made her my shield while I try to hide at the back. What the hell, Addasah? She looks at Jay, then her face suddenly fills with disgust. Only if she knew it wasn't Jay. I'm trying to hide from him even though he has already seen me. Who are you? Cora pretends to be one of those blondes. Ouch! The one on the passenger seat fake hurt. I bit my lower lip, averting my eyes in his way, and found him again, never leaving my poor face. I look over and saw the same female from last night. So what do you say? Ride with us? Jay flirted, and I swear Alyra keeps pretending to vomit in my head. The bus stops at the stop, and immediately I held Cora's hand, taking a step forward. And what? Sit on your heads, no thank you, asshole. I ran towards the bus, dragging her along with me. The bus moves to go. We hurriedly sat down on an empty chair inside the bus. My hand went a rest on my chest, trying to calm myself. Looking aside, I saw their car slide beside the bus, and their windows were down. I try to avoid their stares, especially the one in the back seat. Cora's eyebrows squint. Why are they staring at you? Did you? Nope. I turned to the front while I could feel my left side burning. I didn't, and I have no idea why they're looking. Awa, I think our mate wants us. Alyra couldn't calm themselves from her excitement. Oh boy, we're doomed, I thought to myself, blocking her off. I mean, does his stare mean something? I don't think so. So what did you write on your tests today? Practically my poor dad's name. I answered to Gia, who in return laughed out loud, then joined by Cora, who had just come back from her cheer practice after school. So to know more about us, Cora is a cheerleader, Gia is a musician and damns her voice so good, and me one of the school leaders. I hope the moon goddess would make Mrs. Fridge blind and let me pass those 2 tests. They both look at me. Did you seriously write your dad's name? Oh, hell to the no. I closed my eyes and chose randomly. Their expression was priceless. Okay, fine. I did a little bit of study and it wasn't enough. No, you didn't. You should be thanking me. Alyra rolls her eyes. Gia squeezed my shoulders. Come on, I'm sure you did great, bitch. We laugh again. I don't know why these girls are full on makeup when the only male in our campus is the bold old Mr. Gringe and haven't even gone home yet. Gia groaned, pointing at our freshman year students all dolled up and huddling up into groups. Wait, Cora made me and Gia stop in our steps. Lucky bitch, Gia hisses, pointing at the far end of the school gate. Mate, screams Alyra, he's taken, I retort. I saw him hovering over the same girl from the mall. last night and this morning. Jay and the boys from last night were all here to sit on the benches under one of the trees, while he and the girl are on the other side in an intimate position. They weren't supposed to be on the school grounds, but I guess being the alpha's son gave him all the perks. Quickly, I ignore them and focus on reaching the gate. Gosh, I can't believe that Junior Bitch Quinn got Mateo. Ma, I ask. The future alpha, dear, the one with the green eyes. I don't know what's so nice about those little shit. I mean, look at us seniors, we're not that bad. Cora stops Gia from rambling. We got it, dear, of course, weren't that bad, we're the hottest, and you. She turns to me. Aren't you supposed to go there and tell them off? They are not allowed in our school compound. You're one of the leaders in the school. I fake a smile. You said so to yourself, he's the alpha's son. But seriously, I'm trying to avoid him since he's my mate. We continued to walk towards the gate. Gia pinches my arm. He's coming in our way, she smiles. I glance and saw him striding to our way. Feeling nervous and panicked, I lie to the girls that I forgot something on my desk and ask them to meet me at the back gate on the other side of the compound. There are 2 gates to use. The one in the front, which is mostly used by students, and the one on the other side. Yet, my poor friends didn't know I was getting away from someone. Allura keeps cursing me for not running to her mate, but who would openly run to him when another woman is clinging to his side? Rushing back into the school hallway, I moved to open the room's doors, but none was open. I rushed to the 2nd floor and began to fiddle with the handles. Unfortunately, again none was open. Not until I reach the music room, and it's a relief to find it open. I quickly skip over to the window, looking down at the ground. I should thank the moon goddess for making me a wolf. I was about to jump down when someone spoke. His voice is so deep and husky, sending frequent waves to my whole body. What are you doing? I look back, seeing him lean against the door with his arms folding. Testing, I said while I try to think of an excuse. Testing, he repeated. The theory that jumping from a 2-story won't harm our kind. My legs pulled back inside, and I stood up about to take a step when his scent grew stronger. Damn. Allura keeps fanning herself. He is quick enough to get in front of me. He moves forward and I move backward. My heart strangely began to beat. Each time he moves, my heartbeats accelerate until my back hits the blackboard. He took another step. Oh, moan Allura in my head. He didn't give me any space as he took another step forward. Oh my, his eyes are now onto mine. He looks at me for a moment before he buried his head to my neck. Sniffing and heaven, I just felt something weird ignited through my veins, and my legs all of a sudden gave out. What is this? I ask myself. You want to F him, Allura pouted in my head. Can you not with that? He pulls back his head with his eyes focusing on mine. I am testing you. Oh, okay, I wonder how he knows what I was thinking. His wolf is connected with me. Don't you remember he's the alpha to be, so he kinda knows what you say. Allura explains, and I glare at her traitor, blocking her off. I can't be with you, he says, pulling away, and my legs back to the ground. Okay, I didn't know that it was wrapped around his waist. I mean, I was too busy with my feelings, and thought that I failed to notice our change of position. But I won't reject you. He took a step back, sitting on the desk in the front row. Then let me do the rejection for the both of us, I said, and he growls at me. Okay, I didn't expect that, I thought aside. As your future alpha, you would not do such a thing, so don't test me. I want this to be our secret. Allura broke through me and kept on bugging me, so I ended agreeing with him. Fine, but what about your friends? They seem to know. He walks out of the room. They don't, and he walks off. It should be a relief, but why does it seem like he's not telling the truth? I took my time before going back to my friends. Where have you been? They both ask. Testing, I said while I continue to walk ahead of them. Cora and Gia were making jokes as we continue to walk to a bus stop to go home. I keep thinking back at my green eye mate, how he says he can't be with me, and yet he can't even reject me. My shoulders slumped back and probably look like some zombie in the view of others. A horn made me jump a little. I look back and find Evan waving at us. Get in, guys, I'll drop you off home. he offers. But aren't you going to be late for your boarder's duty? Gia squints her eyebrow. Just get in the car, duties can wait. We all squeal in happiness. Oh, this is why I wish I have a sibling, I whined at Allura. I was about to jump in the back seat. Unfortunately, Cora and Gia beat me to it. Right when I get in the front seat, Jay's Ford passes by. Their windows roll down and Mateo's eyes interlock with mine. He looks with disapproval. PSHH. I glare at him, then roll my eyes and get in the car. Well, since we are not anything, you can't give me that look, so swish, mate, I thought to myself. Evan drops Cora and me at home. No drama or anything suspicious about me and him. He practically has a mate out there. We say thanks and wave goodbye to them. Allura keeps purring inside my head, which annoys me so much right now. I turned to go inside when I saw him standing behind a tree in the woods. Swish, swish. No, I want mate, Allura cry. Are you okay? Cora, who is already in the house, asks me with concerns. Since my parents haven't arrived yet, I decided to go to him. For my wolf, of course, not me. Keep lying to yourself. Allura keeps singing in my head, but I just ignore her. Yeah, I'm fine, I just needed to go for a run. I threw my bag inside. Lock the house, I call her and run in his direction. When I got there, I didn't even say anything. I just shifted into my wolf and run ahead, and even though I'm in my wolf form, I still have some control over the both of us, me and Allura. He followed me until we were deep in the forest with no one to hear or disturb us. Seeing me halt in my steps, he went and shifted behind a tree before throwing me an oversized shirt. He turns around, and I changed back to my human form and quickly threw the shirt over my head. It perfectly fits and is just 2 inches above my knees. I cover my breast. Talk while you are here, I ask. He growls at me, which echoes through the wood. What? I just want to know why you're here and how you know my place. I thought he was going to slam me into a tree, choke me, or something like what I've seen in werewolf movies. Instead, he growls, then uproot a tree log on the ground and threw it on the other side. Don't test, Mem, and if you haven't forgotten, I'm the future alpha, so I know every family member and their place except you. I only knew Lyndon and Mia has a daughter but never seen your face until the mall. He paces around. This info was never told when we were on our school grounds, but it's good to hear that the alpha's son is not sleeping, but has done his homework well. My inner self relaxes a little, but the sight of him increases the pace of my poor heart. Why did you get in his car? He snarls at me. Excuse me, but I get in anyone's car when I want to, as long as it's not yours or you're creepy of a beta to befriend. I'm this close to losing my patience with you. He glares in my way. Oh, breadth, you already did. You're just being afraid that I will tell your father all about it, not forgetting the pack that his son is abusive to his mate. I loosen my hand from my chest and threw my hands in the air. Oh, so we're siblings now. He bares his fangs at me. What? What do you want us to be then? I mean, what are we? You're not my friend, your lover, or your mistress, and if you think I call you my brother, no, I just say breadth. Oh, and not forgetting your mate because, honey, I think that flight with your mate already explode. Both of my hands were on my hips now, with a fuming expression on my face. He didn't move or shout back at me. He just stands there with no emotion at all. I sigh in defeat. Look, I don't know what you want from me or why you're doing this. Just please, I think it's best if we don't at all. I don't need your reason too, so if you prefer your girlfriend over me, then just let me go in peace. Yes, indeed. I don't need to hear his reason because deep inside me, there's that feeling of fear to hear it even though some part of me already did. I started to walk away, leaving him behind there when I felt a pain pierce through my chest. I look back at him while I fell on the ground and saw that he's also in pain. What's going on? I ask Allura, but she just keeps on howling. Then came the howling of wolves, not just one but many from afar. When it subsides, I hear him murmur, "Father." He took a breath, then says again, "Rogues." I look around with alarm, but there's no one or even their scent. Suddenly, the thought of my parents hit me. I began to panic because I haven't seen them since last night. I turn to run back home, yet a wolf jump in front of me, blocking my way. He looks me in the eyes, and I knew it wasn't him, it was his wolf. He calls for me to get on his back, which I did, and he carried me on his back at home. A familiar feeling hits me again, the one which increases the pace of my heart, and instead of fear, I feel safe. He didn't bring me home, but took me straight to the pack house. "My parents," I said in a panic. "They are at the pack house." His wolf links to Allura, who relays the message back to me. When we got there, I run, "Mom, Dad." I call out in the mind link, but none of the answers. I sniff the air and smelt blood. "Oh, Allura, this is not good, so be alert," I told her while taking small steps towards the door without a sound. Mateo pushes forward and leads the way. There's blood drips on the ground. I twist the knob since he is still in his wolf form and find it open. "Strange." I took step by step, following him. One more step in the living room and a howl made me jump and ready to shift. What caught my eyes is a shirtless male wolf in the living room, standing there in a protective stance. Mateo growls back at the male, ready to attack, but withheld his attack when an elegant woman along with my mom walks downstairs, telling him to stand down. I run into my mom's arms, holding her tight. I pull a little bit back with tears almost burst from my eyes. It never did because my eyes settled on the other two shirtless male wolves carrying a strong aura with them. "Damn, now it's my turn to fan myself." "Stop," Allura shouted in my head. "Oh, moon goddess today is just getting better, Hugh forbid me or not. Those abs, damn." I tease her. "Shut up," hiss Allura, which makes me laugh back at her. "But damn, what are we? Don't even care anymore, Mateo," I thought to myself while my eyes fixed on the two males. Bits by bits, all fantasies came crashing down, and all my drooling has gone to waste even with my damn words. Allura couldn't even stop teasing me. "Shame," she keeps repeating, but I just pretend I didn't hear her. To refresh everyone's memory, the two males that I drool over were none other than the two top alphas in our werewolf's world. Too bad for me, one is already mated, and the other, let's just say he looks cold at me. Screw that he's throwing a death glare at me for leaving his sister alone at home, when rogues were said to have intruded a while in the territory. I wouldn't know it. If I knew they were lurking around, I would have stayed behind with Cora, but I didn't. Besides, I was with the ass of a mate. "Addasah, darling, this is Luna Sheena." My mother starts the introduction with our Pax Luna, none other than Mateo's mother, after the intensive glare and daydreaming over the two alphas. My mother continues to the young female, who previously came in sight ruining my moment, and is now clung on to her mate. Alpha Gibson and his Luna L. My mom uses the Alpha's last name as it will be disrespectful if she called them by their first name. I just bow my head in respect with my stupid smile never leaving my face, and at the same time, I hid behind her due to me not having a bra. "And that's Alpha Hernandez." I smile at Cora's brother, who narrows his eyes at me while standing still beside his sister. Cora looks as if she wanted to say something, but she couldn't as by his looks I'm not his favorite person of the day. I raise my brow, gesturing in a what look, but she just raises her shoulders and arms, then eyes go aside. "Oh, and this is Beta Lucian," my mom concluded, putting a stop to our gestures, and I smile at the guy that Mateo had almost attacked a while back. Speaking of Mateo, well, he went to see his father, the Alpha, who was badly wounded by the rogues, and that's why we all felt the pain. It is said that they were ambushed by rogues on their way home after the meeting that was held in one of the council's territories. Luckily, the two Alpha were there to help them out, and as for my father, my mom assured me that he's okay and he's taking up his border duties. "If I didn't know any better, why weren't you with Cora at home?" my mom asks. "Trouble," Allura whistles in my head. "I went for a run," I answer. "And Mateo." She pressed on with her eyes on Mateo, who now happens to walk down towards us, looking sad without even jumping in to help me out so that they won't suspect we're mates. "Perfect," I gritted my teeth inwardly. "I happen to help save him from the rogues." He stops walking and gave me one of those what the F look with his cold stare. Oh dear, are you okay? Luna Sheena moves to inspect any sign of wounds on him. Oh my, thank you, Addasah. I don't know what I would do if he's badly injured like his father or even worst killed by the rogues. She hugs him tightly, and every pair of eyes in the room were on me. I didn't expect to seek their attention. I just happened to blurt out any reason, but I guess they bought it, but I don't think my mom did. This day is so bad, Luna Sheena heavily sighs, trying to suppress her tears from falling in front of the guests. Mateo keeps looking in my way while comforting his mother, but all I do is smile at him. No need to, Luna. It's just a miracle I happened to cross them in time on the way. My smile keeps growing wider and wider. My mom furrows her brows at me, but I just remain that smile. Eric. We turn to Elle, who held on to her mate's waist, then whisper something in his ear. He kisses her forehead with his hand resting on her stomach. Luna Sheena as much as we wanted to stay, but my love and I need to go back to our pack, Alpha Gibson announced. Luna Sheena insists to provide them with everything and says that they owe it to them, but the Alpha wouldn't agree. Beta Lucian disappeared outside to ready their vehicles. My mom held my hand, squeezing it tightly. Luna L walk in our way. So your mom told me that you're applying to one of our college. Yes, Luna, I answer with excitement at her. Oh, don't, she leans forward to whisper in my ear. Just call me Elle, then she said aloud. Can't wait to see you again. She winks, then keeps rubbing her stomach. Eric, darling, she called Alpha Gibson, who is talking with Alpha Hernandez, and by hearing her call he turns and got to her right away. That Alpha is whipped. Allura coo in our links, then go all girly on the lovely couple before us. Everyone went out to see them off. Cora narrows her eyes with 2 fingers pointing to her eyes than to me, while following behind her brother. It was just me and Mateo. After having that fake smile on his face, he turned to me looking pissed. He then pulls me into a secluded room. What the hell were you telling them? He almost shouted to me. It should have been me saving you. What kind of a sick lie you're playing here? He punches the wall near me. Folding my arms, I laugh a little in mockery. Honey, you can only be a hero in Quinn's life, not mine, as when it comes to me, I am a hero of my own life. I cannot let you be one in it. I push him aside, opening up the door, and went back to the living room. I heard something shattered, then a bang. Addasah, his voice gives me a chill, but I kept on walking. His footsteps were getting near Addasah, he whispered yell. Elle was to shout back at him for being annoying when a voice interrupts us, making him stop 2 meters away. Oh, Mateo, Quinn in tears run into his arms. Strangely, I felt something twist within in me. It's like I wanted to rip her off of our mate while Allura as expected buff in disappointment, wanting to be released and kill Quinn. He looks as if he's going to push her away, but once he saw me staring at them, he suddenly embraces her tightly before pulling her back and kissing her full on the lips. Allura kept clawing her paws as she is furious at Quinn, but not her ass mate, while I the idiot felt something strange building up within me. You're getting jealous, Allura purr in our links. No, I almost shouted out loud, refusing to admit it, and turned to go outside where the others are. You didn't save him from the rogues. My mom just says out of nowhere while driving the car, and it wasn't even a question. We're heading back home, just the 2 of us, as Cora has gone back with her brother, but she'll be back by next week. I cough, shifting around my seat uncomfortably. Don't even bother to lie. Her voice raises in a warning tone. Yes, Mom, I didn't save him, defeatedly I say while sighing under my breath. There was no point in lying when it comes to my mother. Trust me, she has excellent detective skills. So if someone ever lies today and she found the truth tomorrow, then don't bother to show your pretty face to her. Believe it, you do not want to get on her bad side. My mom doesn't like people when they lie. You like him. She turned the car to the street we live on. No, Mom. I quickly denied it and not to be sounded suspicious. Then what's with you and him? I know she's never gonna let it go. As I said back there, I met him when I went for a run. She taps her fingers on the steering wheel, nodding her head. Okay, but if the truth comes out, the young lady you know I won't let you off that easily. Mom, I groan, even more, resting my head back. Great, as long as she doesn't know how I'll be okay. I just need time to myself to think everything over. My dad never came home that night again. It was just my mom and me, bonding over dinner, and when I ask her why Dad is always needed by the pack, she just says it's because he's a top warrior, but there's always a part of me that knew something doesn't seem to add up here. When I woke up the next day, I was filled with joy seeing my dad in the kitchen with my mom. They look so lovable. I wish I could have that someday. Thinking of it, my mind goes back to the green-eyed douche, which ruins my morning mood. Morning, sweet pea. My dad came over, kisses me on the forehead, taking my mind off of the unwanted feelings. I responded by hugging him tightly on the waist. Morning, Papa. Oh, your father is your favorite, huh? My mom dramatically fake hurt, which my dad reaches out and pulls her into our hug. You two are my life, he mutters, holding on to us as if this was our last time together. Whenever we have moments like this, I always never want to let go but stay there forever. We stay there like that for another minute before we have our breakfast and depart our ways, with my dad dropping me off at school. My day was boring with no Cora here, and Gia is absent from school today, so it was just me hanging around by myself. When it was lunchtime, I went to the library. The librarian was surprised to see me there for the first time in the history of my school life. Usually, I do not go to the library to study. I prefer under the trees with my friends or at a school's secluded corner. Since my friends aren't here, then library is the only place for me. Looking around, I saw Quinn and the other juniors flaunting around her. She looks happy and cheery and has a werewolf hearing. I could hear that all they talk about is her future alpha boyfriend and his friends. Allura wasn't doing okay with what we're hearing. My wolf is full of jealousy at the moment. Sighing heavily under my breath, I stood up, grabbed my books, and went out of there to find a tree to study. Today was one of those days where you felt like you were drunk, that all you know is the class is finished, nothing else. All I kept doing is watching the clock strike 3 p.m. and for me to go home. Right when I thought school was finished, my teacher announced that our history teacher says we have a class after school for our revision. I wanted to scream, or even better, slide under the table and crawl my way out of this school. Yet it can never happen, so I call my dad to pick me up around 6 p.m. I hate that teacher, I told Allura. I thought she was your favorite, not today. I stood up, moving to the desk at the window, while other students cheerfully pick up their bags and went home. There were few of us taking history subject. Ms. Kaluvar is our teacher and not part of our pack. She's from the Moonbridge pack. Our class was about to start when loud music disturbs us. When Ms. Kaluvar tried to explain how our werewolf world came to be, the laughter muffles her voice along with the increasing volume of the music. Addasah, she calls me out. Would you please go and ask whoever is making that noise to lower it down, or even better, get out of our school compound? I know why I'm being picked out. First off, I am the only leader in the school who took history, and second off, I can't say pissed off teacher ask another student. Running in full speed from the stairs to where the noise was coming from, I stop a few meters, regretting listening to Ms. Kaluvar. Mission abort, abort the mission. I keep on repeating and swiftly turn around to go back, but saw my teacher and classmates with their heads out of the window looking down at me. I could escape through the gate and go home. Who cares if we got detention tomorrow? I said through our links. Oh, look what we have here. Too late, I curse and abruptly turn around, smiling at the unwanted people. Future Alpha, I'm sorry to disturb your amazing gathering, but you see we have a class right now. Your music along with the laughter has poorly interrupted our class, making it hard for us, the students who want to have a bright future, to concentrate. I stop only to take a deep breath, hopping. They would make it easy for me. Actually, it's after school and practically you have no business here. The sound of those words makes me cringe with annoyance, and Allura was ready to be released and rip off the head of that monkey voice. Quinn. Her eyes widen, seeing me with a big forced fake smile, while my anger is the only evidence in the way I raise my voice. Mateo being here doesn't save your ass tomorrow from being in detention for the whole week. None of them spoke up. You know what happens when you're in detention and I'm on duty. Her eyes cast down to her feet, making Allura snicker. And that goes for the rest of you here, ladies. I continued with an evil grin. I don't bully our juniors, but when they retaliate or even try to get on my nerve, that's when I am not being nice. I mean, can you blame me? I love to challenge those prideful girls, especially little bitches like the one in front of me now. Another dude who is wearing a King's college football jacket stomped his way over to me, and I gulped my saliva nervously. Mateo and Jay just stood there in silence. I'm surprised he didn't stand up for his girlfriend. The guy shook both of my shoulders with his hands. And who the hell are you to come here and talk like that to us? I try to remove his hands, but his hold was tightening. Calming myself, I reply firmly to him. Practically, I am a prefect of this school, and you're on the school compound making noises during the seniors' after-school classes. So I have every right to say that to everyone here. This is school property, and as a leader, it is my property. Allura slaps her forehead, mumbling, "Uh-oh." He clenched his fist ready to punch me, but Jay stops him. "It's not nice to hit a girl." He looks as if he's protesting to comply. "Kevin, let it go," Mateo call out, warning him. He turns around, hitting the air while he groans, and I step back with a victory smile. He cursed out loud, "You watch your back." I would be lying if I said I wasn't scared, because watching him look furious is not doing me any good. "You," he furiously pointed at me, "I'll kill you." He continues to threaten me. Mateo moves fast, standing between the two of us, making Kevin stomp towards the car furiously. "Never disrespect my girl again," Mateo warns me with a cold stare before walking back to the car, followed by his friends and Quinn. When they left, I sigh in relief. Turning around, I look up and saw my classmates cheering for me. "Good job, leader," Ms. Calovar shouted. I raise my thumps, muttering, "Leader my ass," while walking back to class with Allura laughing in my head. After class, I went and waited for my father, who hasn't shown up after 1 hour. I puff, kicking the stones on the ground as my feet are getting tired and it was getting cold. I finally saw his Mercedes. Glad he remembered, Allura mutters. It parked in front of us, and immediately I opened the door, jumping in the front seat, warming my hands. "Dad, why are you late?" I kept rubbing my hands together. It's strange how my dad never replies and how my nose still could smell my mate's scent. "Dad." I turn around, only to be screaming out loud, and clung to the door handle for my dear life. "Ah!" Thrashing around, I kept on screaming, and at the same time, I struggled to open the door, but his hold is tightening around me. "Would you stop screaming? You're hurting my eardrums. Now shut up and I promise to let go of you." He stops me, and I nod in agreement. "I am not going to kill you. Okay, I'm letting you go, and you need to behave," the green-eyed devil tries to convince me. I nodded my head again, complying with him like an obedient child. He let go, and I quickly moved to open the door. Unfortunately, it's locked. He held back my right wrist. "Your parents are in a meeting with the Alpha and other respective people from other packs, so your mom asks me to pick you up." I narrow my eyes at him. "Oh yeah, and she gave me the keys, saying something that you would never get in if it's somebody else's car. Especially when your father says he'll pick you up." He starts up the car. "I swear you're lying." My arms folding, and I kept looking at him, not forgetting Allura was too busy drooling over him. I kept asking myself why my mom would let Mateo pick me up, then remembering yesterday, I sigh, slumping back to my seat. I knew my mom won't let anything go without knowing the real truth. This was her way of finding out the real status of my relationship with Mateo, like we're even connected. I wonder why he wouldn't get mad at me for threatening his girlfriend. "Hey, Matt." A hand falls on my shoulder, making me jump and almost scream again. I look back to only find Jay and another guy smiling at me. "Can you pull over at a store? I need to buy something." "What is wrong with you guys?" I settle back to my seat. "Well, your mom didn't fully trust Mateo, and Luna Sheena thought the hero needs to be protected, Jay said with a grin. The car pulls in front of a store, and they both went out, leaving me and Mateo alone in the car. Too quiet, and it's making me nervous right now. Would you stop that? He said in irritation. I look over him. What? I ask with confusion. He put back his phone in his pocket. Stop shaking your leg. I refuse to listen, and I shook my right leg, which unexpectedly, he reaches out and holds it down. Do it once more, and I'll kill you in this car with my cold-blooded hands, he said without even an emotion. I just can't believe this guy. There was no hint at all to show whether he was joking or serious. Yet the atmosphere in the car is enough for me to know that his words were not empty promises. Without hearing my response, he moves in closer to my face. My stupid heart and the wolf again did not do a good job at all. They are both getting out of my control, and I wish to the moon goddess he won't see right through it. Do we understand, princess? He caresses my cheek before holding it up. What is he doing? I ask myself, and instantly I nod, wanting this feeling and his hand to go away. I wish I know what my true feelings are, since it is all over the place. I wish I know whether I'm falling in love, or I fear the asshole green I mate. Delicately, he retreats his hand, and I sat back with so much turmoil in me on what exactly is going on. An hour passes, and those two haven't even come back yet. Heading the silence in the car, I reach to turn on some music. Don't touch that. My hand almost to the key, I look aside. Is he kidding me? Who is he to tell me not to touch anything? I mean, this is practically my dad's car. Ignoring his warning, I pressed the button, which was a huge mistake, as the music blasted out loud, and the words of the song deviously bitch slap right in the face. Knockout, ding, ding, ding. I screamed to Allura, who laughed at my dismay, while the songs keep hitting me in the head with the singer screaming. I want to know what love is. Like my mate would show me what love is, I retort back in my head, then switch it to the radio, which was also a mistake. The music plays. There's a meeting in my bed. Does this day gets any better? I groan, then switch it off completely. Why did you switch that off? Jay says, while getting in the car with the unknown guy. Then shutting the door behind them, while Mateo starts the engine. He makes his way through and puts the song back on. Taking a deep breath, I look outside the window, singing the song in a low voice, not able to control my body. My shoulders move a little with my head, in small shake, according to the rhythm. Can you blame me for that song's rhythm moving your body despite the words I just lost in the music, ignoring other people in the car? When we arrive at the pack house, I saw other people glancing in my way. Did I ever say I have met these people? Definitely a no. I grab a chair and sit at the other end of the living room, almost to the entrance door. Pulling out my phone, I randomly selected a game and played it. A sound of a door opens, and voices were heard, signaling that the meeting is over. People came out, and right when I see my parents, I ran over and hugged them. Mateo stood up from the couch and returned the car keys to my dad. Thank you, Mateo. My mother took hold of his hand. Thank you, she repeatedly said before releasing her hold on his hand. A moment later, our Alpha and Luna Sheena came outside, motioning for all pack members to gather around. Everyone is present except for the warriors on borders duties and Gia, whom I haven't seen at all. The Alpha went and stood on the steps, hurling everyone around him. As you may all know, my condition is not going to improve anytime soon. Therefore, my son Mateo will be having trials before I ascend him the title of Alpha next week. Everyone gasps, then came to the murmuring. The Alpha raises his voice, silencing them off. I have already prepared him for this role, and I want you to trust in my decision and your future Alpha. This trial is just to test him. Any questions? An old woman raises her hand. Yes, Miranda. Alpha Roman, what of the Luna? The Alpha seems to be indecisive, before he spoke again. Mateo hasn't found his Luna yet. With those words, Allura whimper, and I felt something constraint in me. If by next week he hasn't found his mate, then his girlfriend Quinn Sullen, whom you have all known, and we have already approved of will be chosen as his Luna. None of the pack members spoke up. They just went silent, and I didn't know my hold around my father's shirt was tightened. My eyes were fixed on Mateo, who now held on to Quinn. I felt an alone tear leaving my eyes. It was caused by my wolf Allura, who is crying. This wasn't a good sign at all. My green-eyed devil is breaking her soul. I buried my head in my father's chest as my breath hitched, while hopping my feelings for him weren't love, because if it is, then I don't want it because it's hurting Allura, and it's slowly gliding over me, reaching for my poor heart to be crushed. Mateo's POV. Quinn squirms in my arms as my father made it clear to our pack. If by next week I haven't found my mate, then Quinn would be my Luna. She grabs onto my shirt, holding me tight against her with a smile on her face. My wolf Thunder whimpers through our link, begging me to turn to our mate, to go to her side and give her a little comfort. Hatting him for bothering me, I turn and found her eyes on me. Thunder knew her wolf was crying, and I could see it, yet I won't fall for those tears. Quinn is my one and only, the only woman that the moon goddess has sent in my way. My mate, she has everything that a guy would like. Her beauty, yeah, she's a beauty with that long raven hair above her waist and those sapphire eyes you could dream over. Any guy would love to be her boyfriend. I mean, my best friend Jay is an example of it. He is head over heels for her, also not forgetting Kevin, who is Quinn's brother. The one that almost loses his cool today because of her. Indeed, later when we were out of school, compound the only thing he does is praise her beauty. He even told Quinn that Addasah was way more beautiful than her, and that my girl Quinn could not be compared with Addasah in any form. So she may be the beauty queen, but Quinn is the queen of my heart. Plus, her attitude boils my brain. I hate the way she raises her head and talks back to my friends and me. I especially hate her when she disrespects my girl today. When her mother asks me to pick her up, I almost lose my head, but Thunder was way too eager to go pick her up. When we were in the car, he tries to caress her cheek. I try not to be affected by her. I could feel our bond, but I pushed it away. I wish I was the only one who could control my body, mind, and soul, but being a werewolf, you can't own it all by yourself. Turning away from her, I look up ahead to my father. When everyone went home, I pull Quinn inside one of the guest rooms, asking her if she could be patient with me for a month. I told her I found my mate, but I don't want to mate her. I didn't exactly give away her name either. There's something I need to do within that month, before fully mating Quinn. I know I told Addasah I don't want to reject her because, at the time, I thought I could break up with Quinn and mate her. Yet plans change. I couldn't live without Quinn. My heart is all hers. For this 1 month, I might need to teach my mate a lesson. Quinn understands me. She has also supported my idea, and she's willing to wait within that 1 month. After our talk and a make-out session on the couch, I dropped him off at home before going back to look for my parents. I knock on their bedroom door, but none answer it, and right when I was about to go meet up with the guys, I heard voices from my dad's office. Taking a deep breath, I told myself to be ready. I have been practicing this scenario on my head on my way home after dropping off Quinn. Here goes nothing, I mutter under my breath. You can't do that to me. I enter the office, slamming the door behind me and hurling a near chair towards the wall. Father, 1 week, that's too early. He sat there with calm, while I am like a banshee who's losing his mind here. Give me 1 month, and then I'll mate and mark Quinn. My father groans. Why do you need 1 month? My mother asks. Do you still live in that hope of your mate? My father growl a little. Yes, if anyone is wondering why my father is saying it. Well, he is not fond of the idea of having a mate. He hates that word because his mate, my real mother, left him and me when I was young. Sheena is not my real mother. Everybody thought she's his mate, and the woman who left him with a child is his girlfriend. No, I don't want a mate. You know that I love Quinn. Sheena shook her head in disapproval. You should want a mate, she pressed on. No, I don't. I clench my fist tight, having to discuss this with her. Then why do you need a month? My father raises his voice at me. Please, Dad, I just need it. Give me 1 month, and then I'll become the alpha that you always want me to be. He seems to be thinking for a while. Very well. We'll do what you want, but it's by the end of this month. I'll contact each and everyone again that the ceremony for next week is canceled, he says. Thank you, Dad. Sheena whips her head towards the window side. Wanna tell us why you need it? I just nod my head no and went out of the office. I walk up the stairs when thunder growl through our links. I know what you're trying to do, and you better not do it, he snarls at me. You can't stop me, I retort. He thrashes around in my head. Don't hurt them, they don't deserve any pain. But I refuse to listen. My mind is already set on what to do, and there is no way Thunder can stop me from doing it because I love Quinn. So you won't hurt her? Thunder asks through our link. You can't stop me, Thunder, he hisses at me. Then I can't wait for the day you regret it. I will gladly watch you die on that day. Being angry with me, he closes off our link, not even bothering to listen anymore. My mind is set, and no one can stop me, not even my wolf. Without my friends, I busy myself with school activities and with my duties as a leader. Being a one-man band all day isn't so bad after all. Helping out our head girl Janice, who always looks stressed every day, including today. Guess what she's stressed over with? Her boyfriend. She just happens to annoy me today with her gibberish story on her boyfriend. Guess other girls knew about it, and here I am a victim of her story of my life. The principal had also called me in to finalize things, with the Daluna pack on their acceptance of my application to their college. I can't wait to kick my mate's ass bye-bye. After last night, I don't think I want to see him ever again or Quinn either. I am trying my best not to think of last night's incident. Their loving relationship has a great impact on Allura and does not forget me. Breathing in, I walk towards the gate after school. Well, it is my turn to be on duty after school, managing the school gate and making sure all students are not to be on campus after 4:30 p.m. Thank Moon Goddess, there are no after-school classes today. I open up the gate, and what I didn't expect was the King College idiot who almost rips my head off yesterday standing there with his phone in his hand and leaning against his car hood. Please, sir, move your car inside. I pretended not to know him. My hold on the school gate tightens while looking to the other side. What if I only move if I get your number? Again, I play the deaf game. Horns were peeping, making me ignore him and look behind. Parents were getting impatient. Some of them were calling out, but the idiot remains in front of the gate. Sir, kindly move your car, or should I call the patrol office? He snickers at me. You think I care? Come on, pretty, number first, and I'll move. By the way, I'm Kevin. Another earful horns were heard. I can keep them waiting all day. He stubbornly crosses his arms together. Too bad, I don't have a phone, I lie, and he looks at me dumbfounded. Not all people have more group chat. Now move your car. Fine, what if you come to our game on Friday? I raised my brow, not interested. Come on, please. He pouted his lips like a child. Okay, we'll see. I just replied so that he can move his damn car. Yes, he almost shouted, then happily get into his car and drive through our school gate. I can see the distraught look on the parents' faces, but I ignore all of it and politely smile at them. When everyone is gone, I close up the school gate and waited for my car at the door of the front gate. A car slid right up in front of me, catching my attention. You haven't gone home yet? Mateo asks. I just stare at him. I guess so. At the same time, I wanted the earth to swallow me now. When I am trying to forget all of last night, where he is right in front of me. Want me to drop you off at home? Okay, I didn't expect him to ask me if I needed a ride. After all, I am not the Luna he and his parents have chosen for the pack. Wow, he's asking me. Right, Allura. But she just went silent, not even wanting to speak to our mate. Another wow has gone through my head. Usually, she's excited when it comes to him, but now why so quiet? It seems like last night has taken a toll on her not to be excited or present when our mate appears again. Do you need a ride home? He repeatedly asks me. No, thanks, I am waiting for my dad. I try to be polite. He kills off the engine, opening up his car, and got out. What are you doing? Isn't it obvious I'll stay here with you until your dad comes, making me frown a little? I'll be fine, and you don't need to. I move to the other side while he just ignores me and went to sit on the cement chair facing me. And what would your father thinks if he finds out the future alpha left his daughter all by herself, not knowing the rogues, hunters, or even better hybrids attack any time sooner? I didn't want to argue, so I remained silent. Gosh, this is so weird, I thought to myself. How's Quinn? I ask without thinking or even turning to him. Damn, I wish I didn't speak up. She's okay, I guess. You? Turning to face him, I reply, good. My eyes now fully take in his look, and it's the first time I see him in his college football jacket, making his bad boy look hot and sexy. Okay, where did that come from? I try to slap myself mentally. What? He asks. You go to Bilford College. Why, not a fan. He raised his eyebrow. No, but I thought Alpha's son attends Midfield or Brigham College, where other Alpha's sons attend. Bilford, to be honest, is a college where most of the narcissists, well, not all but some like Mateo, attend. They are all about attitude since it's famous in our pack. Yet the other two colleges I mentioned before are the top two colleges in our werewolf world. The colleges made for future alphas and their Luna if they ever find them. I saw his lips curve into a smile. Not this alpha's son. Okay, no need to be narcissistic about it, I mumble. We remained silent again for another minute before I heard him saying, do you think that we should take a chance at this mate hole thing? Do you? His eyes flicker to mine. I want to try with you, he reaffirms. Yeah, I want to for my wolf Allura, but... He sighs, making me stop. Then what do you want me to do? I'm not the one with a girlfriend, or should I say, lover. I turn away from him. Mateo, I don't want to try for something that it could never work. You said you want to try, yet you never once said you're going to break up with her. Your reaction clearly explained everything. I told him honestly, and it resulted in his growl. See, you are very defensive when it comes to her. I think we should live our own life. I want to try with you, he says with a snarl. This time I heard a car engine and saw my dad's car in view. Then break everything with her, I quickly retorted. Make me believe that this isn't a joke, that you meant it. You trying with me. Because I don't want to try with you and only to end up as the other girl who came in between you two. The car stops before Mateo's car, my father rolling down the window, waving to Mateo. I quicken my step, opening the door, then turn to him. Thank you, Mateo. I jump in the car, buckling my seat belt and closing the door before my dad peeps his car horn at him, and we drove off. Laying my head back, I thought of many reasons why he wants to try with me now, when, in the beginning, he didn't seem to want to. Dodge, 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 and punch. My fist misses his face, and he chuckles. I guess Mateo has got you worked out, right, Belle? Feeling a rage surging within me, I blindly attack my dad without looking out at his weakness or even my defenses. He dodges my attacks until I lose my balance, and quickly he is behind, bending my arm and locking it behind my back. I stomp on his feet and collide the back of my head to his face. He winces before tripping me with his leg, sending me over, and he locks me down where I couldn't move. Uggs, I give up. I panted while my dad smirked at me in victory. You should never be disturbed. I'm surprised I won today, I groan. My dad let go of my hand and legs before standing up. He kisses my mom on the cheek, makes a juice from her, and drinks it. You were being an unfair dad. Unfair, you should remember to never let your opponents provoke you. And, he laughed, didn't I always tell you to hold up your guard? Groaning to myself, I reply to him, fine, you want a square fight. Every Thursday morning, my father and I have training at 4:00 in the morning, then sleep for only 2 hours as I have school at 8 a.m. How not cool is that? I gotta say, you and our future alpha must be mates. I look up to find my mother giving me a murdering look. Sighing heavily, I quickly denied it. Dad, you must have forgotten that Quinn is his mate. Chosen, my mother interjected loudly with her. You better tell me the truth, young lady look. Unfortunately, your daughter is not his mate because if I am, I wouldn't be sleeping here, would I? Young lady, even if you have a mate, you would never sleep with him until you turn 40. My father put up his protective mode attitude, making my mother laugh. Still, I am glad he's not your mate, my dad added, taking a sip of his juice, which made me confused. My mom hooks her hand under his arm, leading him back inside the house, with me following not far behind them. They look as if they are mind-linking. Then I heard my mother giggling before they rush up to their room like those young teenage lovers. Smiling to myself, I went back to my room, taking a shower before going back to bed. When I woke up, I thought of many excuses to tell my parents so that I could skip school today and stay home to chill. It's that time of the year where you don't feel like waking up again to go to school or do anything. Except to stay home and do nothing at all. The door opens and my mom came inside. Honey, aren't you going to school? Maybe I should tell her I'm sick, right? Allura. My wolf just nods her head. Mom, don't you dare think of saying you're sick. I sat there speechless. But Mom, just one day, she shook her day no. Almost giving up, I remember I never told them about me being accepted to one of the prestigious colleges in Dalunapak. What if I told you good news? She stops by the door, folding her arms. I got accepted to Almond College. Yep, that's the college founded by Luna L, for those who wanted to both learn about practical and theoretical knowledge of our supernatural world, not forgetting to become warriors or trackers. My mother moves towards me and crushed me into a hug. Oh, so proud of my baby. She wipes off her tears, digesting the good news before walking back to the door. You still have school to attend, Addasah. Mom. I quickly got out of bed and followed her. She was quick enough to get to my dad and tell him of the big news. So, Dad, I pouted as he hugs me, can I stay home for today only, please? I act like a child in front of him. He looks at me. I can see that he's going to say yes, yet only if he didn't have to look at my mom, who is warning him with her eyes narrowing at him. He sighs, sorry kiddo, but doesn't look at me, ask your mom. He walks away, stealing a kiss on my mom's cheek. Mom. Addasah, it doesn't mean you got accepted, then it means you're not going to school. Even if you're a cross-credit student, you still need to attend, and besides, school is fun. You got only 2 months left, then you'll be out of there. She walks to pick up her handbag from the counter, then turns around to look at me again. I try my best to look like those 4-year-old kids. Okay, you may stay, but make sure everything is clean. I got on my knees, feeling like I have finally won $1 million, but hell no, this is a one-lifetime break. I move to hug her, then I dance to myself. Ladies and gentlemen, that's exactly how I spend my day. Chilling around the house and cleaning everything up without any Mateo scenario, Jay's flirtation, or the new boy in the block, aka Kevin's too sure behavior. And top of it all, school was just me being lazy all day. Tonight is Friday, and if anyone could remember, it's the King's College test game. So yes, I remember the douche's invitation, because he was there at my school today waiting for me at the gate after school. Indeed, I was a master of the hide and seek game. I have hidden in the bathroom for 2 hours, and once everyone is gone and his car was still there, I sneak at the back gate and climb over it, then call my dad to pick me up from the back gate. Smoothly how it goes, I was never caught by him or the minions that he has brought. My mom isn't at home, yet as she was also doing overtime, after my dad brought me home and left for his duties. I sat on my bed, reading my book on the phone. I heard a noise outside of my window, and out of the blue Gia knocked at my window, scaring the shit out of me. What the hell, Gia? I went and opened up the window, only to laugh at how her legs are still attached to the branch of the tree near my room, and both her hands on the window pane. Surprisingly, to see the principal here at my window, I joke. Would you help me? She struggled to climb up. I helped her inside. You've been MIA from school, I point out to her. So I was sick. Are you sure about that? I folded my arms, but she just sat there on the floor, rolling her eyes at me. So tell me, why exactly are you here? Shouldn't you be resting at home? She dusted her clothes. Is that how you miss your friends? I'm hurt. She fakes it. I thought you miss me. Are you kidding me? I was at school alone. I counterpart, making her laugh. PSSH liar anyways. We can argue later, but right now we have somewhere to go to. She marches towards my closet, pulling out clothes. Okay, what are you doing? We're going to the game tonight. What game? She threw me a pair of mini shorts and a top. The football game that everyone in our school is going to. I refuse to go. Oh, come on, everyone is going to be there, now get your ass up. You can't miss their test match tonight, please. She pushes me towards the bathroom with clothes in my hands, but I move past her and grab a black distressed belted denim dress and a pair of white sneakers. There is no point in fighting with my friends when it comes to this kind of stuff, especially when they beg you to do it for them. So how are we gonna get there? I said after getting ready. She blinks her eyes like those innocent children. Can't we use your car? Hoy, it's my dad's car, not mine, and I don't have a license. Please, we have to go to this game, and I'll drive the car since I have a license. She pleaded to pout her lips. Fine, we'll use his Rover. I grabbed the keys from my drawer, and we went to the game. We made our way there. Instead of King's College, we went to Bilford. I thought we're going to the games. We are. It's Bilford versus King's College. I felt myself shrink into an Ant-Man. Allura all of a sudden whistled in my head. Too many hotties for us. OMG, finally you're back. I thought you'll never going to appear again. She winces. What? Wolves can have a vacation too from their shithead mates, I laugh to myself. Agree. Gia pulls over to the parking lot, which is now filled with the crowd. She did a final retouching to her makeup while I just check my lipstick, then we both head out. I hear whistles around us, but we kept on moving towards the bleachers. Wait, I have to say hi to someone first. Gia dragged me with her. It was too crowded, so I kept bumping into other people and saying, I'm sorry every time I did so. Then I could smell his scent, so I just froze, but Gia just forces me to move. Hey, Jay. She pulls me towards the Bilford College football team boys. Since when did she say hi to Jay? I am confused now. Mateo's presence has long been forgotten, as my mind is set on my best friend and his best friend. I came to wish you, babe, good luck, and I'm going to watch from the bleachers. She kisses him on the cheek. Whoa, babe. Again I slap myself, I'm lost here. She kisses him on his lips, my mind going round and round, confused as hell. And what are you doing here? Mateo asks me, his familiar voice sending millions of butterflies to my stomach, but I try my best to ignore him. To watch like everybody else, I retort. Oh my, you finally came. Allura and I wanted to disappear when we heard that voice. Kevin moves quickly in my direction and hugs me out of nowhere. I tried to push him off. Now I have a reason to kick your ass, guys, he said towards Jay and Mateo, who now looked unhappy. Oh my, when did you guys start dadding? Gia jumps up with excitement. I remove Kevin's arms from my shoulders. We are not dadding. Allura forces her way to take control of my body and words, which she successfully did so. Yes, it may not be right now, but she's my future. She shook her head. There is no future for you and me, Allura retort to him. Everyone thinks it's me, but no, it wasn't me at all now. Mateo looks with a smirk at the embarrassing Kevin. Oh, hello there, she calls to a random kid who turns to point to himself. Me, he gulps. Yes, dear. I remembered him from the mall. He was the one who runs into me. What's your name, pretty boy? Everyone's jaws dropped, and the kid blinks while I just shoot myself 1,000 times. Allura surely is trying to make Mateo jealous, which I could see she is doing a great job at it. Eid, he stutters. Oh, Eid, I feel you're somehow the son of Edward Cullen, she flirted. I'm Addasah, damn her for using my poor name. Shall we? And she held onto his arm, forcing the poor guy to go with us without asking whether he's fine with it. Gia, are you coming or not? Gia quickly pecks Jay on the cheek and leads us to the bleachers. My whole night at the game was spent with Allura taking over control, while I just watch from the back of our minds. I only hope she won't ruin this night for the both of us and keep ourselves as far away from our mate. Mateo's pav. If she's doing it on purpose, then I must admit it's fucking work. Not only my wolf was on the verge of killing Kevin tonight, and that wannabe nerd kid named Eid or whatever, but I also wanted to rip their heads off. I don't know how she gets in my head. Ever since we had that talk at her school, my thoughts were consumed with her. I wanted to erase her, but still, she was in here 24/7. Damn it, I even start to avoid my baby girl Quinn because of her. This was supposed to be my revenge, not the other way around. Maybe I shouldn't think of telling her that I want to try with this mate bond thing. It's like right when I'm getting things in place with my girl. Here she is turning everything upside down and ruining my night. I know I have to prove to her that I and Quinn are done, but just thinking about how I will do it. Damn her for showing up in my life. I was fine with my life. I kept cursing the day I met her mate. I won't be the one left heartbroken after this. I'll make sure she falls for me within this month. Hey man, are you okay? I felt Jay's hand on my shoulder, shaking me out of my misery. Yeah, I'm good. Then let's beat those motherfuckers' asses tonight. I don't care if it's just a test captain, I still hate Kevin. I nodded him in agreement before gathering our team around and then making our way to the field. Our coach says his remark on our game and reminds us of our game plan. King's College was on the field after our coach's words, then we dispersed to our positions. My eyes went up, looking at the bleachers, and found her with that Eid kid. Motherfucker, I curse. It seems like she's enjoying the company with the way she threw back her head and laugh. Thunder in seeing our mate on the bleachers with the dude growls a little. I didn't know when the whistle was blown, as suddenly the ball was thrown in my hands, and number 7 from the King's College just tackled me down. This made me curses even more. I couldn't focus, like her on the bleacher made me lose my cool. The game went on like that. I got tackled down every time I get near the touchdown line. When it's halftime, Jay strutted at me angrily. Dude, what the fuck was that about? You're not in the game here. Tell me what's on your mind. I ignore him. Mateo, you sit this one out. The coach call over me when halftime is over. But coach. No, but Mateo, you need to cool off first. Hayes, get your ass on the field. I marched towards the bench, kicking my helmet on the ground, muttering, it's just a fucking game. Huffing to myself, I sat down on the bench and watched as the game went on. This is my entire mate's fault. Damn her for showing up here tonight. I keep blaming her in my mind. Time flew by. We are leading by 3 points on the board. Yet by 30 more minutes later, we became equal with the King's College. It was unexpected when I saw Hayes throw the ball to the crowd, using his werewolf strength. Everyone watches as it went in the air, heading right in my mate's direction, about to hit her in the face. Yet it never did, as she was quick to catch it in time, making the crowd go, wow. I could see the smile on her face before she pulls her hand back and threw it back to Hayes, who was ready to catch it. Unfortunately, it hit him right on his balls. The crowd goes, ouch, as Hayes clutch at his private jewel, hitting the ground in pain. Serves him right, thunder growl in my head with pride. He shouldn't target her out of the blue. I'll kill him after this, he promised. Reed. Our coach calls me by my last name to go back inside the field. We were 10 more minutes, and then the game finished. I saw Kevin blowing kisses to my mate, who made Thunder groan, and I couldn't control him as when the whistle was blown, and Kevin held the ball. Our speed fastens, and I tackle him on the ground so hard that I could hear his bone cracked, and then he was taken out of the field. Damn it, Thunder. He smirks evilly in our head, giving me back control. We won by 1 point when the game's up. Our fans and students are now in celebration, even though it's just a test, not our homecoming championships. Still, we are happy to defeat the King's College football team. We were about to head back to our locker room when Quinn came down from the bleachers screaming at me. What the hell was that for Matt? She's mad that Kevin has been taken to the hospital. It's a game, Quinn. I didn't mean it. The hell? That wasn't even a game. You shouldn't have to tackle him that hard. She pushes my chest with her finger. I was going to say, babe, please just let it go and forgive me. But seeing my mate watching us with the crowd, I changed my plans. This is the perfect time to make her believe me. I am going to break my baby's heart tonight, but tomorrow I'll break her. I grin to myself evilly. Forgive me, babe, but I'll just get this show's over and then explain everything to you later, I told myself. Let's do this. Well, he should be man enough to take any physical combat. This is not some Barbie with her doll's game Quinn. I ended up shouting at her, making the crowd burst into laughter. It's football, so wake up. She looks at me with hurt, and I almost say sorry, but I have to make my mate believe me. Oh yeah, guess what, Matt? What, Quinn? You too much and bitchy. I am sick and tired of all your whinny and your protectiveness over your stupid stepbrother. Her eyes widen. I hate you, Matt, and I'm done with your shit too. Good, because that's what I meant in the beginning. We're done. I'm sick of you too. Quinn ran out of there, crying, almost breaking my heart, and when I turn I saw her, my mate, witnessing our breakup. I clench my fist tightly, telling myself, I'll break you, Addasah. I could not believe what I had just witnessed. Well, others were there too, but once they broke up, Allura gave me back control. He finally breaks up with her, which made my brain go wow. I should be happier that he breaks up with her, yet why am I getting this unsettling feeling within me? Hey, I'll see you again around. It was nice meeting you. Eid adjusts his glasses, then turns to go away. Eid, Gia calls him, but just stops and glared at her before stumbling away. Gia stood there beside me. I could see her eyes almost in tears. Then she turns and grabs my hand. Come on, we have to go to the party. I look back and saw Mateo eyeing my way. I swiftly turn back and continue to walk with Gia. We went to a store out of our territory just to buy her a freaking condom. She didn't want to buy from any store in our pack, as everyone knows everybody except for me. I kept on warning her that Jay isn't her mate, but she just brushed my advice aside and remarks that I know nothing about love or relationships. It saddened me that I may be not experienced in that field, but I am an observer and I can help her. After all, I'm her best friend. Gia has changed. She never explained why she misses neither school nor being the awesome friend that I used to have. She was a completely different person tonight, and I felt like she's using me tonight for unknown reasons, and for one, she needs transportation. We went back to the after-party held at Mateo's private house. I didn't know he could live on his own, but Gia reminded me that he's the alpha's son, but also the future alpha. The house front porch was crowded, couldn't even find a parking space. We ended up parking on the other side of the road. As soon as we made it inside the house, Gia left me, more like ditching me in the middle of the crowd. I stumbled looking for somewhere to hide, yet I couldn't. I felt a pair of hands holding me steady. I look up and came to face with Jay. Hey, are you all right? Yeah, I feel like getting away from him immediately. You look beautiful. His words are in a slur, and he's freaking drunk. He steps towards me, and I step backward, then he corners me to a secluded corner of the house. You smell good. He takes a sniff around me. Stay away from me, or I'll tell Gia, he laughs. Gia, your friend who brought you here just to get in my bed. He pointed a finger at me. Are you sure she's your friend? He shook his head. Tusk, didn't she tell you that if she didn't bring you here tonight, I and Kevin won't fuck her? My eyes widen in disbelief. I will ask her tomorrow to explain herself to me. Feeling betrayed by my friend made Allura growl in a murderous tone. I was about to tell him to stay away from me again when he is being pushed away from me. He fell far back towards the crowd, hiding Mateo from his view, so he didn't quite see who pushed him as everything moves in a flash. Mateo took my hand and leads me into a room. We could hear him cursing and giving out warnings to whoever pushed him that hard. Stay away from my beta. He corners me to a wall. His fist raises to punch me. Immediately, I closed my eyes, waiting for his punch, but it never came. I peek at him and find his first contact with the wall. Quickly, I raise my hand to my poor heart. If only I was a human, I'll be long dead by then. He heavily breathed, moving a little bit closer to me, and my head couldn't move anywhere except to look at his damn face. I could feel Allura's nervousness through our link as he moves closer. He stops inches away from my face. "I don't want you around him or any other guy," he whispers, sending shivers through my body, making my skin tingle with his fucking warm breath and sensation. I push him back a little, moving forward and away from the wall. "Sorry, Alpha, but you can't do that to me. I just want you to stay away from them. I just couldn't control my wolf when you're around." He let out a frustrated sigh. "Then that's your problem, not mine. It's better if we reject one another." He looks at me, pushing me back to the wall, not aggressively to hurt, but with care. "Please, I need time. I just can't reject you, but please promise to give me time," he says. "I just got broken up with Quinn. It's not like you can pop out of nowhere and expect me to eventually switch off my feelings to you. I'm your mate. And she's the girl I've been in love with." He withdrew back, shouting at me. Luckily, the music was loud enough to suppress his voice, and there was no sign of the football team or any person around. He grips at his hair, then turned to look at me with his pleading eyes. "Please, I can't reject you. I need you, so give me a little bit more time." He held my hand into his. "I broke up with her for you. Yes, that little stunt back there was for you, please." He looks at me with pleading eyes. "Fine, but I won't promise." I shook off his hand to adjust my clothes and left him there. I walk over to the other side of the room, ignoring the others completely. I found Gia sitting on Jay's lap. "Hey," Jay saw me, and he starts to bury his face in her neck. It's like we haven't met a while ago and that nothing has ever happened, like him making a move on me. Gia smirks at me and tries to give Jay the drink in her hand. Instantly, I went up and slapped Gia on the face. "Next time you try and use me, friends or no friends, I'll K up your brain." I took the cup from her hand and down it while holding her glare at the same time. "Shit, I shouldn't have done it." Turning around, I walked towards the exit, but my vision started to get blurred. Then I saw someone I was familiar with. I fell in Mateo's arms. He looks as if he's worried, then lead me into a room. He sat me on the bed. I heard him curse, saying something about the drink I took being spiked, and that's all I remember. Mateo's pav. I was mad at her for the whole night, and I almost lose control when I saw her with Jay in a corner. Acting like a jealous mate wasn't a problem, as my words of breaking her still replays in my head. Yet once I saw her again, she walks like a drunk person, which gave me this weird feeling. She's lucky I was there when she fell. I sat her on the bed. Thunder growled in our link furiously. He says his mate has drunk something spiked. Cursing to nobody, I lay her down, then rushes downstairs to get a bag of ice from the fridge. "Have you seen my bitch of a friend?" Gia laughs lightly, and I could see she's drunk. Her hands trail on my shirt. "I hope someone F her up tonight in the conditions she's in. She shouldn't have drunk it," she laughs. I grab her by the collar, don't even care if she's a girl or not. "What did you put in the drink?" I'm surprised of having this side of mine. "Why would you care? Now it's a good time to fuck her. Your friends want her pretty bad." She laughs again. I heard her murmured about her mate, wanting her too, but I was too pissed that I choke her. "What did you put in the drink?" "I don't know, I just bought from someone on the street, and it wasn't meant for her." She coughs once I released her. Tossing her on the ground, I mind linking Tina, a friend of mine, to take Gia home, and quickly went upstairs with 2 bags of ice in my hands. I found a guy standing at the foot of her bed. He was to open up his shirt and unzip his pants. How the hell did he get in my room? The bags fell from my hands, and the next thing I did surprised me even more. I grip his neck with my bare hands, choking him. "You don't get to rape someone on my bed or any other girls in a party. At my party, nobody took a girl without their consent." I pushed the door open and threw him from the stairs. I then mind linking Jace, my other friend who doesn't drink to take care of the brick I threw downstairs. He was to break a code in our party. I explained to him, and he proceeds to what I said, and that code should never be broken by anyone. I check on her, just to make sure he hasn't touched her, which luckily he didn't. Then I move back quickly and filled the tub with warm water before filling it with ice. I went back to find her body shivering with her temperature now high. She was shaking. Whatever drug Gia put in the drink, it seems dangerous. My mind is going crazy, trying to find a way to calm her down and not for me to invade her privacy by taking off her clothes. Randomly, I grab a girl who was to have sex with one of my friends in the room next to mine. 1 minute to remove her clothes and put this on her, I demand, handing her my black shirt. She was about to protest, but I gave her a threatening look. Fine, now turn around. She works behind my back. Done. I look at my wristwatch. It wasn't even a minute. Rapidly, I move her aside and carry Addasah, who was in a shirt, only to the tub. Thank you would be nice, I heard her call after me. I watch as she whimpers before her body temperature calmed down, and she was back to normal. I dial my private doctor's number. Amber, I need you here at my private house urgently. Then I hang up the phone. A few minutes later, my room door is open, and Amber came inside. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine, but I just need you to check and change someone for me. I show her the way to my bathroom. She took a peek inside and she went shocked. What did you do to Lyndon's daughter? I push her inside. Someone spikes the drink she drank, and I just happened to help her. I don't know what drug was in the drink, so I just did the only thing I know it could calm her down. Amber moves to touch her forehead, then her pulse. I need her to change first. I handed her the towel with a pair of jeans that belonged to my ex-fling, not Quinn, and my black polo shirt. She ushered for me to move out of there, and when she's done, I carried her back to the bed. Amber took her blood test and did a final checkup before she came and stood beside me. Thank you for saving her. Mia would be very grateful to you for helping her daughter. Amber pats me on the shoulder. She's beautiful, a rare beauty, don't you think? Rolling my eyes, I thank her and push her out of the room. The party isn't over yet, but I call Jace and Jay to finish it and let everyone go home. After hearing everyone's gone, I sat there watching her. Remembering I should have hated her, instead I help her. I couldn't believe I help our sworn enemy. I mumble to our links. Correction, you hate her, not me. That's your problem. You hate her all for nothing, Thunder says. I should have left her down there. Matt, it's not her fault that you two or we are paired together, so maybe you should stop with your revenge idea and love her instead. She's a victim here. It's not like she requested the moon goddess to pair you guys up. Thunder tries to knock some sense in me, but I am too stubborn to listen to my wolf. I don't care. I'm only helping her just like I would have helped other girls, so it doesn't mean I'll stop with my plans. Closing our links, I went and slept on the other side of the bed, watching her sleep. She's beautiful, I slap myself. What am I even thinking? Then I turn to the other side. As I say, I'm stubborn, so no, my plan still proceeds. Besides, this move could be helpful in my case. Okay, I'm looking at the wrong ceiling. I jump out of the bed, looking everywhere for my phone. Unfortunately, I can't see it. I hear the shower and I began to panic. Did I have sex last night? No, Alira replies in a boring way. How would you know? She shook her head. If you read erotic books like I do instead of your history, Cold War, etc., and have a little bit of research on it, you would know that when you lose your virginity, there could be bloodstain. I pull up the sheets, finding any source of blood, but there was nothing. You didn't let me finish, anyway. For the first timer I read, you should be sore, and since we're a werewolf, you shouldn't be able to walk. She pauses, then continues. In case you might ask about the werewolf part, I had an interesting talk with someone last night. She concludes, chuckling to herself and me again, trying to walk around if I'm sore yet. I don't feel any pain or anything at all. I put my hand on my chest, feeling relieved. Then why are we in different clothes? That, my dear, you have to ask Mateo. Since nothing happened to us, you should remember that you became drunk after taking a drink from Gia. I thought back last night and recall everything up to the part where Mateo helps me on the bed. One more thing, don't you dare take a drink again from someone that isn't yours. Allura close our link, and I heard the shower stop. I crept out of the room and rushes outside of the house towards the car, which still parks on the other side of the road. Going home late, I could see my parents' car in the front along with another car. I parked on the opposite side and moved quickly to go around the house. Lucky for me, a tree is near my room's window, so I rubbed my hands together before moving to climb on it. I was hanging by the window when a deep voice caught me off guard. Isn't it too late to sneak back into your room? Losing my hold on the window pane, I fell ready to hit the ground, but only to be held by someone in his arms. Awa, my hero. I dramatically faint in my head, which Allura just spit out in fake. Alpha Hernandez. He put me back on the ground gently. Oh my, he isn't giving me any cold shoulder like he did at our first encounter. Surprised to see me, he says with a smile, and did my legs just wobble? Nope, it was only in my head that I'm imagining those things. Alpha Dante Hernandez is one of the hottest guys, minus my mate that I've ever seen in my life, if you recall the way I drool over him before. Too bad he is my best friend's brother, and there's a code for us ladies that we could never break, or should I root for something forbidden? We walk around back to the front door. So hangover at a random party? He asks while his eyes are fixed ahead of us. No, it's the future Alpha, and his football team's after party, and a friend made me stay over. I know the last part was a lie. I wasn't hungover, but it's quite funny when I woke up looking at the wrong ceiling. We both laugh. I don't know why I am even explaining myself to him. Maybe it's because I don't feel awkward or weird, but quite comfortable with him. Even Allura isn't making any big fuss over it. We walk ahead and saw a car park on the opposite side of the road. Mateo got out of the car, crossed the road, and walked over to us. Hey, you forgot this. He handed me my cell phone. On my bed, he finishes, spelling out each word. Is that why you climbed the window this morning? Dante cough out loud, chuckling at me, while I just smile before retorting to Mateo. Oh, really? I thought I left it on your neighbor's bed. He narrows his eyes at me, and from the corner of my eyes, I saw Dante trying so hard not to laugh. Hello there, Alpha. It's good to see you. You too, Mateo. They just shook hands, men, I thought to myself. So what brings you here? He asks Dante again. I came to bring back my sister. His eyes move to Mateo, then back to me, and to see Addasah, as we have unfinished things to talk about. He stretches out, unfinished things. What do you mean unfinished? I could see Mateo gritting his teeth. His eyes were changing colors, and he was trying to control himself. Nothing to concern you, Dante folded his arms. Mateo snarled at him. I got him it. He tries to suppress his anger. Dante smirks. You don't need to be jealous, mate. Addasah is my sister's best friend, nothing else. We both look at him in surprise. We are not mates, we say in unison. Keep telling that to yourself, but don't worry, your secret is safe with me. I was to ask him how he knew, yet I never get the chance. The front door opens. My mom and dad came out with Cora behind them. Ada, you are grounded, she began to shout, yet once her eyes darted over Mateo, suddenly her tone changed. Oh, hello, Mateo. We are surprised to see you here. She smiles at him. He clears his throat. Hello there, Mrs. and Mr. Rumanoff. I just came to talk with Alpha Hernandez. Dante looked between the two of us. Right, his father is expecting me today. So Mateo and I have some things to discuss. I never thought of a day where a future Alpha made an Alpha lie smoothly. Wow, should I applaud? But that doesn't matter, as I'm safe. For now, given the way my mother looks at me. So you and Mateo? Cora asks, plopping on my bed after my mom scolded me when my unwanted guest of a mate and Dante left to go. There's no Mateo, and haven't you heard that he was here for your brother? I deadpan at her. She raised her hands in surrender. Okay. I sat beside her. In fact, I'm disappointed a little. She sat up straight, putting her hand on my shoulder. Anything happened? No, in fact, Gia was the reason I went to the game and after party. She frowned a little. Gia, she repeated, and I nod my head. I thought we're all friends here, but Jay. Jay, she repeated, why Jay? I took another breath. I don't believe what he says. He said Gia only used me so that she can sleep with Kevin and him. There was a pregnant pause. WTF did she do? Not even want to keep her waiting, so I told her everything. Up to the part where I saw someone in front of me before I black out. When I woke up again, Mateo appears in front of me even though it was blurry. Then that's all I remembered, nothing more. I finish and Cora quickly stood up. Where are you going? I'm going to talk to her. She moves towards the door. Cora, not now. I just want to be alone now. Still, she opens the door. Speak of the devil, she said, folding her arms. I look past her to find Gia with her eyes all puffy and red. Who let you in? Cora started. You got the nerve to come here after what you did to her. She accusingly points her finger, and Gia started to sob. I move between the two of them. Gia, Cora, please, not now. I am tired, and I don't want my parents to hear this. Please, Addie, Cora, just let me explain, she sobs. She's my friend, and I know what she did was wrong, but at least give her a chance to explain herself. She did make an effort by coming here to my home, so why not hear her out? Come in. I closed the door behind them. Gia got on her knees before me. Gia, to be honest, I don't like seeing this. Please forgive me, and I am so sorry. I didn't know what to do. I wasn't used to my friend being like this. I'm her best friend, and doing this to her will also cause me guilt. So I got on my knees to hug her. Cora just rolls her eyes. It's all right, Gia, it's all right. I helped her up, sitting her on the chair. I know what I did was wrong, but I promise you it wasn't my intention to hurt you, she sniffles. I thought Jay likes me, she started. I miss out on school because I was hanging with Jay and his friends. Cora handed her a tissue. I lied to my parents that I went to Cora's pack for our project. Cora furrows her brows. Why? I don't know. I guess when your crush takes notice of you. Suddenly it felt like I won a 1 billion lottery. Cora and I nod in understanding that all girls aren't the same. Some of us fall easily, some who are calculative, and some who are tough. You just name other types. You know, indeed, even when we're half creatures, we are still humans with feelings too. It doesn't give you the right to do that to her. Yes, I know that, and that's why I am here. I was hurt when Eid. She tries to wipe off her tear. What about Eid? I ask her. He's my mate. I didn't know until he told me so. I didn't believe him, but the sparks I felt and this weird feeling inside confirm he was right. He wanted to reject me because of Jay. Cora moved, grabbed a tissue, and handed it to Gia. Yes, she hasn't turned 18 yet, as 3 more months to go, and then she'll be able to scent him, and her wolf hasn't matured either. She pauses with a heavy sigh before continuing. I didn't want to bring you to the after party, but seeing you and Eid hurts me after he lashes out at me calling me names, and I guess I wanted to hurt you in the same way. So Jay asks to bring you. If not, then I won't sleep with him, so I thought why not, it could be perfect revenge to Eid, she sobs. I remember there was a time during the half quarter of the game that Gia and Eid have been gone for too long from the bleachers. I'm sorry, and I swear I didn't genuinely mean it. I'm also sorry for telling Mateo that he could fuck you now. You're drunk as your drink was being spiked. I was shocked to hear this about Mateo, but he kind of chokes me in hearing those words, she added, and even more, I'm speechless. I started to say that he has no right to choke her, and to think why he would, the bloody ass care indeed. Gia cut me off immediately. She looks up at me. You know the drink wasn't for you. It was supposed to be Jake. I hate him when I heard him telling you of what I did. So I spike his drink as I want to tie him up naked on the street to cause shame. I didn't know how to feel, whether to tell her fuck off and go to tell her we're not friends anymore, or should I just put up with it. My fist clenching at the same time, I was more than hurt. Gia, I thank you for you being forthcoming, but I need time to think about all of this. I know it's not just my friend I need time from. I also need more time from Mateo, as he's kind of confusing me now with his new attitude. Please, Gia, what you did was unforgivable, but I don't blame you for the drink as it wasn't your true intentions. But what you say to those guys and Mateo hurt me the most. I try to not cry. Yet, for the sake of our long-term friendship, I'll see past through it, and I forgive you. I smile at her. I do forgive you, but I need time, not just from our friendship, but some things are going on in my life. I'll tell you guys all about it when I'm ready. Cora and Gia both exchanged looks, but I try not to. She nods in understanding before crushing me into a hug along with Cora. They left my room afterward, and I sat there on my bed, feeling another heavy load uplifted from my chest. I bluff sitting down on the chair. Anyone has an idea for our last year senior prom? Janice excitedly announces it to the 10th of us leaders and her bitch vice head girl. Our vice head girl Maria just nods with a grin. Ladies, any ideas? She said, looking around, then her eyes settled on me. Addasah. She pats her lashes together while her big smile remains. Not even interesting in anything, I replied bluntly, Enchanted Forest, or Moulin Rouge. Are you kidding me? You only get to choose one. She dramatically waves her hand around. Then Enchanted Forest, to celebrate the nature and our kind, I say with bored. Seriously, Ada Allura says through our link, but I was too tired to put in much effort for this. Some girls love and couldn't wait for prom, but I am not looking forward to anything. I just want to finish school and live my life peacefully, that's all. So masquerade, I groaned when Maria proudly announced it. Problem, Addasah. She rested her hands on the desk. Yeah, actually there is, you, I pointed to her. Shouldn't ask for our opinions when all along you already have made up your mind. Next time don't waste our breath and energy. I collect my bag from the ground, then push back my chair standing up. Where do you think you're going? She asks. If you notice the time, I have a class to go to. I threw my bag over my shoulder and walk out of there. I walk out of the hall, then to the hallway, dropping by my locker and grabbed my English notes, then head straight to class. I haven't seen Gia again today, and yes, it has been a week now since the party and our conversation in my room. Maybe she's hiding from me, I thought to myself, but I am glad I didn't run into her. It would be as awkward as ever. I am still taking my meditation periods. Cora is always around, but she's also busy as they are practicing for the Cheers Champ end of the year competition. I am also glad I didn't encounter Mateo and his friends again. I took a desk at the back, making some of our classmates' head snaps in my way, as it was unusual for me to do this, but who cares? We waited for 30 minutes, but the teacher never showed up. I was to stand up to go. The door opens, and the teacher finally came inside, and it is a surprise to see that he isn't here alone. I felt like disappearing when behind her follows 10 students from Bilford College, and in that 10, there we have the future alpha and his future beta along with their other 3 friends. Since our school is for girls only, I take a look around and find most of them poking each other on the legs under the desk. The others were fixing their uniform, while some just sat there blushing at the teen boys. I sat back down as the teacher made some notes, but I was long gone to hear it. I didn't even listen to her or hear the reason why these boys are here and their intro. Someone moves in front of me, then sat down before me. I knew who it was, but I fixed my eyes to the wall beside me. Hi, his voice so deep and hoarse greeted me. So you just going to stare at the wall all day? I never reply and remain silent. Another figure sat opposite him on the other side. It's good to see you, Addasah, I heard Jay, but I focus on the wall, and I am not surprised if he knows my name. I felt tingles on my chin, then it was held, and his hand delicately turned it towards him. Every time I see those green eyes, I always felt drawn into them. You're ignoring me. Shouldn't you be grateful to the one who saved you? He whispers, and I push away his finger from my chin, glaring at him. He can't just hold that against me. Is there something you two would like to discuss? Our teacher put down her chalk and folded her arms. Nope. Yes, we both say at the same time. I glare at him, then smile at the teacher. I didn't get to say no again, as Mr. Self-Proclaimed proudly says to our teacher yes. Ms. I am trying to help her, but she just doesn't seem to need help from us. His hands rested on his chest, pretending to be hurt. The college students. Again, I glare at him. It is not true. I defended myself, but Jay, the motherfucker, raised his hand and told the teacher that Mateo was telling the truth. She readjusts her glasses and looks me up through them. MS, Rumanoff, take this to the principal office. She handed out the paper, waiting for me to come and get it. I stood there speechless. Unbelievable, I mutter, grabbing my bag from the ground. Asshole, I mutter to him before storming out of the class. The principal gave me a warning before sending me to go home, as English was my last subject of the day. I sat there under a tree near the gate after school, waiting for Cora to finish her cheer practice so that we could go home together. At the same time, I was hopping not to see the asshole. In fact, hopelessly he's around. He was sitting under another tree facing me while his friends surrounded him with Maria, Janice along other girls surrounding them. Turning away from him, I saw Quinn jumping into Kevin's car, and they went home. It was a shock to everyone when they find out Quinn and Mateo were no longer a thing, which I am not interested in any of the gossip. Looking up at the sky, I whisper to the moon goddess, asking when will I stop meeting and seeing these people in my life. Maybe my parents sending me to my grandmother this weekend was the right thing to do. Cora dropped her bags beside me on the ground. I heard from your parents that you are going to your grandma's house over the weekend. I uprooted some grass and threw it before me randomly. Yeah, I deadpan at her. What's with the face? Don't you like visiting your grandma? No, I would love to, but it's kind of far, and I am going by train since my parents are pretty busy. I stood up from the ground, dusting off the dirt from my uniform, then sling my bag over my shoulder. OHHH, I didn't know they could be on our campus. I look to where she's looking and find Mateo laughing at something Jay says. Yeah, our English teacher brought them on campus. Something to do with knowledge exchange or something to do with our preparation for college or college we go to. It's almost the end of the school year, and she just brought them for what I wonder. Cora nodded her head in amusing. That is strange. Usually every year we do not allow any male students on our compound, but interesting to see we are accepting their help. I shrug my shoulders. Come on, let's go. I have to go before I miss the train to my grandma's pack, and you have your cheer to get ready to. She huffed. Yeah, I wish I could go with you, but our cheer camp is this weekend, she said, walking beside me, making our way to the bus. We made it home, and Cora went straight to prepare for her camp cheer. When it's 6, a car stopped in front of the house. Cora, Janice is here. She quickly runs down from the stairs, hugging me, then continues to go. Have fun, I call after her. What are you, a mom? Allura says through our link, and I shut her up. I was almost done with packing when a knock was heard on the door. It was strange because I didn't expect any other visitors. The last bus around here is 7, and the last train to my grandmother's pack is 8 p.m. Quickly I threw in my last clothes, zipped my suitcase, and pull it with me downstairs. I left it in the doorway and went to look through the doorbell hole and saw Gia standing outside. Hey. I awkwardly wave my hand to her after opening the door. She looks behind me and saw my suitcase. You're going somewhere today, she asks. Yeah, I have to visit my grandma. The door was still open ajar. Would you like to come in? She was hesitating for a moment. I probably shouldn't, you have somewhere to go. She wipes her hands on her skirt. I take a look back and saw my dad's first car keys hanging on the wall near where he usually leaves other keys to. His 1969 Dodge Charger along with his old pickup keys are hanging there. An idea forms in my head, and Allura warns me that my father wouldn't approve. She also reminds me of my mother's last warning if I am ever to be driving the car without a license, but I ignore her. It's okay, I'll use my dad's car. Now come in. And so we talk for while catching up on things. She has apologized again for her behavior, but I told her it's all in the past. When it was time for her to leave, I saw the time. It was 9:00 p.m. Are you sure you can use your dad's car? I nodded my head. Yup. You know Evan can drop you. I cut her off. I said I am sure, and besides I want to take my time. Gia stood there at the door folding her arms. Then, what if the authority finds you? What would you do? I'll show them my teeth, and I flash a smile to her. Her jaw drops in awe. You know that they ticket us, and it's double the amount the humans ticket their people. Being too sure, I say. As I say, I'm going to show them my teeth. She furrows, What's wrong with my teeth? I ask, and she nodded her head, throwing up her hands in defeat. Fine, you and your sarcastic way, but remember to be careful. She hugs me, and I bid her goodbye. I load my stuff in the car, taking a breath in before starting the engine. It has almost taken another hour to decide which car to be used, and I ended up using the pickup. It would lessen my punishment when I come back, and I drove off to my grandmother's. I was almost out of our territory when I hear the authorities' car calling me to pull over. Cursing to myself, I pull over with Allura sarcastically remarks through our link. Now show them your teeth and see where it takes us. The guard came to my window demanding, License, Ms. I grin widely. Wait right up. I pretend to look for it, then act to be surprised, holding my chest. Oh my, I am sorry, sir, but I think I left mine at home. The shithead didn't give me a chance. Miss, please get out of the car. But sir, he pulls out handcuff links. Ms., get out of the car. Fine, gosh. I went out, and immediately he handcuffed me. Well, did your teeth save you then? Allura says in my head. Shut up, I growl, but she was full-on teasing me. I'm sorry, but did your teeth save you? She laughs out loud. The guard presses me hard against the car, and I didn't like the way he closes himself to me. It was like he was pressing himself together with mine. He turns me around, and again he almost pressed his front to mine. I was to call it out when I saw another light. A car stops near us. The guard still held my hands. This time he presses my front against the pickup. The car door opens, and again I am faced with the alpha to be. Mateo, great, I thought to myself. He sneers at the guard before looking at me, and somehow I get this weird feeling like I don't know, but it's weird. I think I am falling right now. Don't know if it's from him or the guard not giving me a space to breathe. Mateo's pav. I'm pretty sure this is her first time doing it. I glance in her direction. The guard was telling me that he found her with drugs, and I cannot believe the fucker was lying about her on drugs. How dare he do that? Thunder growls, but I try to control myself. I didn't want her to know that this guard isn't a guard, yet he's a newbie on training. How do I know this? Because I train our pack members guard. She probably doesn't know, because she has never been to our pack's activities, and never has met a lot of people. To be honest, I was disgusted when I saw the motherfucker pressing her against the car. She may not know this, but from a guy's point of view, the fucker was trying to press his thing against her ass. He was harassing her instead of handcuffing her as a guard. Thunder, in seeing it and being possessive all of a sudden, only wants one thing, and that is to kill him, but I was full-on control, refraining him from doing it in front of her. She was lucky that we happened to pass by on our way back from my cousin's pack, the Moonbridge, and it seems like her destination is either at my cousin's pack or Eric's. I could have just still gone on, but the moment I saw the hair and the shape of her body, that's how I get my suspicion. It was her, and yes, it was confirmed when I stopped the car to save her. He was lying. I am not on drugs, and there wasn't anything in my car, she almost shouted, defending herself. Ms., I saw you, the guard lies, but she almost jumps right there, ripping out his head if it wasn't for me holding her back. You fucking liar, I'll kill you. I pull her back to my chest. Okay, enough, I growl loud. Damn, she smells so good, I thought aside. I get a good grip of her. So where are you heading tonight? I ask out of nowhere. To my grandmother's. Is it far? She nodded her head yes. Very well, you can go now. I'll handle this from here. I told her, and without arguing the guard stood aside, and Addasah walks back to her car. My eyes never left her back, then she stops before I could ask what was wrong. She abruptly turned. Mateo. Fuck me. is what I am thinking now and repeatedly chanted in my head, and I know full well that Thunder is smirking at me. Damn, the way she smiles is fucking beautiful, and those white teeth of her. Not forgetting the way she just said my name. Damn it! I love Quinn, and this woman in front of me is my regret, yet why do I strangely feel this way now? There was no hate here, but I kind of wanted to hold her and truly gave her a chance. She started her car, pulling it on the road, waving me goodbye, and stupidly I wave back at her like an idiot. Once her car is gone from my view, I growl, turning back and pinning the guard towards the nearby tree. My claws extend and dig into his flesh. The guard begs me there to let him go, but I was not having it as Thunder was taking control of me now. How many? My eyes widen as I watch my wolf from the back of our mind, growling fiercely at the guard, while his hold tightens and the guard struggled to breathe. Also, I am a bit confused about his question. How many? Thunder repeated. 20. Again, I'm confused, and before I took control, Thunder crushes the guard's head on the ground, lifting his body, then threw him on the other side. His bone cracks, the guard is shifting into his wolf, but Thunder didn't give him a chance to. He got to him like a lightning, and before I could try to fight for control, he chokes him, and our right hands with claws went straight into his flesh, cutting up his skin deeply as we reached for his heart. The guard still struggled to breathe, but Thunder smiles with sinister. He grips it a little, making the guard scream and pant uncontrollably under our mercy. Then he did something out of my knowledge. He forces the guard to look at him, forcing his way into his mind. Flashes memories of the fucker, rapping 3 college students on the roadside, and he also molested 4 high school students, keeps on replaying before us. Others were brutally murdered, and some were being raped at parties. I remember these cases. The culprit was never found, and the victims always withdrew their cases. Now I know the guy is a psycho and is dangerous. Then the last one appeared. It was Addasah. The fucker was stalking her after the game, then tries to rape her at the party if it wasn't for me. I am stunned right now, knowing now he was the one whom I beat up. He has been stalking her, and tonight wasn't a coincidence. He knows where she was heading, and he was using his status to get her. Thunder growls, withdrawing his hand from his heart before beating him up badly. He lies there on the ground, is still not dead as he was breathing. Thunder sat on his hunches, and without another word, he reaches for his heart again, crushing it before growling, ripping it out. He gave me back control, and I stood there bathed in the guard's blood. I never knew this side of Thunder, and I know I have to keep him in control. Tonight, we just murder someone without handing him over to our laws department. Rapidly, I run looking for a pool which I found not far off from this place. I bath in it, washing off his blood. I then call my father on the matter, in which he says he'll do it, at least the monster has gone. Yet even though the guard was a monster for rapping, molesting, etc., but tonight another monster was born, and it was none other than me. I don't fully blame Thunder, as his being out of control was somehow my fault too. Instead of continuing my way back home, I turn around and go back to the Moonbridge's territory. My phone's alarm kept on ringing, and lazily I buried my head down the pillow. I was too tired to reach for my phone to turn it off. Suddenly the ringing went off, and I felt something sting my arm, making me wince. I woke up in alarm, rubbing my arm in pain. My eyes were now fully open, and my grandma stood there beside my bed with her bamboo massager back scratcher stick and a phone in her other hand. Grandma. I cry out, rubbing my arm. She is talking on the phone, which is on the loudspeaker, and the tone of the person on the phone isn't welcoming. Of course, it was my mother. Shouting over the phone, not towards my grandma but me. Calling out every punishment she would do to me for stealing my dad's car and driving without a license. So practically after Mateo helped me with the guard last night, I came straight to my grandmother's house. She wasn't here, but since I know where she usually keeps the key when I was young, I try my luck, and it worked. My grandmother didn't know the time. I came home as she wasn't at home, but she knew I was coming. Grandma, I pouted, don't grandma me. She raised her voice, making me flinch. Turning off the phone, "I love you, Grandma." I went up, hugging her. "You liar." She tries to push me away, but I hug her tight. "Best grandma ever." She hugs me back. "You have grown up, and I am impressed. You're more like your father except for the hair and attitude." She smiles. "It's been such a long time." I could see her tears about to fall, and I hug her tightly. "Oh, Grandma," I gush. "You know if I have a license, I won't miss coming here to see you." She nodded her head. "Youngsters nowadays, you should use your legs to get here. Don't you have a werewolf gift?" "You mean the rogues or hunters might kill me before I get here?" Her eyes roll up. "Young lady, you need to be brave. Now get yourself clean and be downstairs for breakfast. We have a lot to do today." I groan at that. Stumbling my way down after the shower, I saw my grandma by the dining table with food already spread out on the table. I miss your cooking." I quickly run towards her, hugging her from the back. "Oh, silly, now settle down and eat." I sat down, smiling, then took in the most delicious smell of different food before devouring it. "Oh, dear Grandma, you should have warned me. Now I'm getting fat," I said, rubbing my full stomach. My grandma whacks me at the back of my head. "Grandma. So what if you get fat? Eat and live is most important here in my home. Size doesn't matter, dear. You need to appreciate whatever body you have." I sigh. "I was just kidding." "You better be, kid." My grandma is one typical woman. Don't even complain about your face, body weight, height, or hair in front of her. She would give you one hell of a lecture on your life. Trust me, when I was young, this kid pulls my hair and says it was ugly. So I went home and told my grandma, and you wouldn't believe what she did. She lectures a 7-year-old kid on the basics of life, and then drags me to the kid's house and points him out in front of his mother, then gave him a warning. I helped her clean up the table and the dishes. After I was done and was about to sit on the couch to relax, my grandma told me to move some stuff she packs in the basement. She directed me to a room down the hallway, and what got me a frown was the pile of boxes and blankets. "Grandma," I shouted back the hallway, my voice echoing throughout the house, and she replies, "Don't grandma me." After moving unwanted things in the basement, I rested upon a window, wiping my sweat. I swear if I wasn't a werewolf, I don't think I'll be able to move everything. I take a look outside, my eyes moving up to see our neighbor's house, and I went ooh when my eyes rest on a window. Oh my, I shouldn't have seen it, but damn, my eyes met with abs. If this is an onset scene of werewolf neighbors falling for the guy next door, then I would say this is the perfect moment to capture the scene. If only the directors and the crew are present, then I would have been the actress, as the scene is remarkable. Luckily, I am not seeing anything else except those abs, and I am grateful he can't see me. "Perv," Allura calls me out, but nah, it wasn't my fault that I am seeing it. "Addasah," my grandma called me from the stairs, and I quickly got up and ran out of there. "Yes, Grandmama." I jog over to her, and only to be met with a visitor in the house. He was quite handsome, his dirty blonde hair neatly in a modern comb haircut, and he was quite tall. "Addasah, please meet our alpha Aaron Reed." He extends his hand, and I shook it in return. "He also lives next door," she says, walking back to the kitchen, leaving me alone with the handsome alpha. It was weird. We were both silent, and he didn't seem like the type of guy who likes to converse with anyone. "Addasah," my grandma came back from the kitchen with a pie in her hand, breaking the silence in the room. "Please take this next door, and also invite him over for lunch." I became confused since the alpha is here. Then why would I need to bring this over? She pushes me towards the door, and in the next minute, I was in front of the porch ringing the doorbell. I almost ran out of patience when it finally opens, and oh, those familiar abs again. My grandma's neighbors are so hot yet. No way. I scream through my links with Allura licking her lips seductively. Oh my, and no way. Those abs, if only it belongs to another male wolf, yet it only belongs to none other than the green-eyed jerk. We look at each other with surprise, and I am wondering why the hell he is doing here in another territory. Does he have to be everywhere I go? I know I should be grateful for last night, but seriously, why the hell is he here? His presence is making me feel giddy. Like right here, I never blushed in front of any guy, but now I could feel the heat burning my cheeks while Allura drools over him. "What are you doing here?" he asks, bringing me back to reality, and just remembers I was supposed to give him the pie. I put it high in front of me. "My grandma wants me to give you this." He squints his brows, then looks at the pie in my hands. He took a sniff, then a smile blaster on his face. "Wait, your grandma is Nana Gloria," he exclaimed while I furrow my brow. Why would he call my grandma his Nana? He immediately took it from my hands excitedly. "Come on in." Wow, again I am surprised. He invited me inside without going all Hulk on me. "Should I go inside or not?" I ask Allura, and she quickly replies, "Just get your ass in, he's your mate, and besides, didn't he save you from the guard last night?" He looks back for me, and I took a step inside. The place was quite big, and I felt comfy in there, my eyes darting around towards the photos and paintings on the wall. I followed him towards the kitchen and stood by the door. I clear my throat. "So what are you doing here?" I ask him. He immediately put the pie on the table and went through the kitchen cardboard. He fetched forks, handing me one, and I nodded my head no. "So are you going to answer me or not?" I try again, hoping he would answer this time. I am seriously curious about why he was here. "I am here to visit my cousin," he retorted. Then it hit me his cousin must be the Alpha, as this house is my grandma's only neighbor. My grandmother's house is located at the end of this pack after the Alpha's house. "Thank you for saving me last night from the guard and also in the previous event," I blurted, sitting down on a chair opposite him. I watch him while he eats, not minding me in front of him. It makes me wonder what it would feel like to date my mate or any other guy. This is so weird. I remember he couldn't stand my sight in front of me, as Quinn was the girl he announced he loved. Yet here we are sitting opposite from one another without arguing. Nervously, I push back my chair. "I have to go now, and before I forgot, my grandma has also invited you over for lunch today." He immediately put down his fork, then moves to clean up everything. "Then wait for me, I am coming." He moves quickly around, then he grabs a shirt from the couch and puts it on. "Shall we?" He opens the door for me. "Lady first." Rolling my eyes, I push him out of the way and made my way out. "You know, I heard a scream in the morning, but never thought it could belong to you," he says while walking beside me. I didn't know walking back to my grandma's house would seem to be forever, and all I want is to get there as soon as possible. "So, and you never thought to come help? I mean, what if it's another way?" He smirks, showing off his dimples, which I forgot it's existed. "Trust me, Nana Gloria's voice in the morning was enough to know that there's no danger there," I huff. "What?" He looks at me questioningly. "You call my grandma your Nana," I pointed out to him. "She's not your Nana, but mine grandma alone. Call me selfish, but you go find yourself a Nana," I sneer at him. He stops, ouch. He puts his hands to his chest. "I will tell Nana Gloria that you just hurt my feelings." I let out a groan, and that made him smile. "Are you two just going to stand there all day, or you're coming?" We both turn to find my grandma and Alpha Reed on the porch. They are sitting there with a table already been set with food. Mateo winks back at me and rushed towards the house. I watch as he pulls my grandma into a tight hug, kissing her on the cheek. He then handed her something from his pocket. "That's odd. Why didn't I see that?" "Obviously, you were ogling at him. That's why you didn't see anything," Allura retorted. It was so weird watching him with my grandma. It's funny my mate is my enemy in his book, but clearly he seems to know my grandma well. "Honey, are you okay?" I snap back to reality. "Yeah, I am grandma," and I walked towards the house, then sat on the chair nearby. "Isn't this lovely, Addasah?" "It is grandma." She pulls me to her chest, combing my hair with her fingers. "So, Alpha, are you ready for tomorrow's ceremony?" Aaron nodded his way, a bit nervous. Mateo suddenly whistles. "Oh boy, are you sure you want your Luna to be seen naked by everybody?" I heard him, and Aaron frown, a little rubbing his chin thoughtfully. I look at my grandma, with interest, on why the Luna would be naked in front of everyone. Not everyone, just Nana Gloria, 2 Omegas and another elderly woman, he nervously says. Not forgetting you too as our witness. That caught my attention. Why am I being included as a witness? I ask my grandma straight away instead of Aaron. Oh dear. Our tradition here, in every mating ceremony of the Alpha and his Luna, the pack should be present along with witnesses from other packs' high-ranking people. In fact, due to Alpha's requests, therefore, we only let a few attend, and since you two are here, we don't need other witnesses. I exchange look with Mateo. Grandma, are you saying I'm going to see him? I pointed to Aaron, and his Luna intimately involved. She nodded her head. Allura didn't sit still in hearing this. Oh, wow, you're going to see some porno bitch, she wags her tail. In case you still wonder, pornography is the word baby, she added. Pornography, I mutter, pulling away from my grandma's hold and seeing his eyes and Aaron staring back at me. Dear, did you just say? My grandma started. Pornography, Mateo intercepted. My grandmother looked at me, and I swear I want to kill Allura for saying out that word to me. I mean, I never bother or came across the word not until this wolf of mine told me. Now I am more embarrassed, as the words seem to be bad given these three's reactions. Allura then quickly explained to me the meaning of the word makes my eyes go wide, clamping my hands to my mouth. Damn it, Allura. I curse her through our links, and she just snickers at my dismay. I quickly changed the subject. Grandma, do you realize I am 18? Again, she nodded her head. Oh dear, first off, it's not pornography, it's called mating, and eventually you will do it with your mate one day. It may not be in front of everyone, but behind closed doors, she explained. Oh no, kill me now, as my mate is standing right next to you, I scream inside my head. My grandma smiled and gave me a wink. This is so awkward, I thought to myself, avoiding eye contact with Mateo and Aaron. I just can't believe I'm having this conversation in front of my mate and his cousin. After lunch, I told my grandma straight away that I do not want to go, but she insisted I should be there. So I hope for it not to happen on the next day, unfortunately, when morning comes, and the day went so quickly, and the night came. Here I am right in front of the audience on the other side, near the bed made for the Alpha and his Luna. It was beautifully decorated, and everything looks amazing with that candlelight lit around the bed. I was dreadfully nervous, like seriously. My grandma explained to me yesterday that this was normal in our world. Somehow I would get to that stage someday. The Alpha enters with his Luna, who was in lingerie. He leads her towards the bed, both smiling at one another. I look around, looking for Mateo, but he wasn't there, so I continued to look somewhere else instead of the two. I heard a growl by Aaron with his hands possessively secure around his mate. I try not to look at the two while shifting around my chair uncomfortably, hoping it would finish soon, but no, it wasn't. Moaning and whispering echo throughout the room. Then a scream escapes from Luna's lips before it turns into grunts and more moaning. I turn up, and what I saw is something I have never seen before my eyes. The Luna arches her back, her hands on his shoulder, while the Alpha is burying his head between her breast, going back and forth. I quickly divert my gaze to the other side, and that's when I see him. He was relaxed back to his chair, with his eyes fixed on my face. This moment between us felt so different, like I felt the pull between us. It's like I wanted so badly to be there with him, instead of this distance between us. When the mating was finally over, I walked back home by myself. Now I couldn't get the last image out of my poor innocent head. I keep on slapping my cheeks lightly with both hands on my way home. Since my grandma is one of the elders in the pack, so she stays behind for the final blessings of the Alpha and the Luna. Hey, let me walk you home. I turn to find a guy whom I knew nothing of running up to me. Thanks for the offer, but I am fine. I quicken my steps, and the ass seems to be faster than me. Hey, he held back my arms, but was being manhandled by Mateo. You don't fucking get to touch her. The guy nodded his head, and he ran away. So you won't go straight back home all by yourself, or take an adventure with me around the pack? It's not your pack, he scratches his head. Yeah, it's my cousin's, and besides, here is like a second home. So what do you say? I stood there, thinking if this is right or not, but I ended up saying yes. Mateo took me around the pack like it was our own. He seems to know more about this pack. It was fun hanging out with him. He was completely different from when we were back in our territory. He ended up taking me to a cliff that oversees a beautiful waterfall and the forest. We talk for a while, not about pack stuff or us being mates, but about my high school stuff and his college experiences. When it began to get chill, he stood up from beside me. Come on, it's time to get you home now, I heard him, but I just want to take in the beautiful view one last time. You're still thinking, he says again. Huh. You still couldn't get past the pour. He didn't quite finish as I took him by surprise and kick his jewel. He groans in pain. What was that for? I bit my lip saying, for a lot of things, Mateo, especially you. I pointed at him, ruining my moment with the view. Oh, one more thing, it's mating, not that P word. I say and ran while laughing with him, chasing me back home. Oh, what a night. I smiled to myself.